out. We're a southern state, but we are not the South.
Well, the further south you go, the more north you are, you know, or
Welcome,
something.
And what a
welcome
way to start the
everyone to Storm King's Thunder. We're having a nice conversation about wonderful restaurants. Unfortunately, we're not sponsored by Bojangles, but if you'd like to, our contact information is below.
I'll eat food on stream. I will eat food on stream.
Welcome back, everybody, to Storm King's Thunder. This is episode 82, right here at Proficiency Bonus. My name is Michael, your most humble and merciful dungeon master for this evening. I wanted to do a couple quick shout-outs, but first I wanted to do a quick shout-out to Chris Hansen, who's already in chat, rocking it with us tonight. So welcome back, Chris Hansen. Couple quick shout-outs to Twitch, Streamlabs, Team MZ, and Many-Sided Dice for all of their support of this channel. We also want to throw a quick shout-out to our newest partners and sponsors, Little Dragon Corp, who make some pretty amazing dice and other RPG-related items. If you type !Little Dragon in the Twitch chat, you will get a link to their website where you can see some really cool merchandise and be able to use the coupon code BONUS at checkout to get 10% off of your order. Be sure to check out while you're there that they have special birthstone dice sets that are based off the color of your birthstone month. And we are actually going to be kicking off our birthday week starting tomorrow, July 20th, with the second episode of Dirty 20. So if you guys tune in 5 p.m. Eastern time, we'll have the crew back together for that super amazing second episode where we will be giving away a set of Little Dragon Corp birthday dice during the stream. So make sure you guys come join us for that. We're also going to be giving away a set of those birthstone dice for every single stream that we do this week. So all of our streams are going to be doing those giveaways, so make sure you tune in at some point and give yourself an opportunity to win those, because they are pretty amazing. Let's see. Oh, also, last Saturday, we did this awesome one-shot that took like 9.5 hours or something like that. We played D&D all day long. It was called The Birthday of Horrors. We had Matthew run it for us. And we survived. We didn't die. We didn't finish the adventure, so we're going to have to probably come back to it at some point. But we raised 100% of our $500 goal for Extra Life. We actually raised $525, I believe, towards Extra Life. So that's pretty amazing. Thank all of you who donated to that good cause. It's going to be pretty cool. So yeah, and we did I remember that one shot we did where we were all bards. We need to bring that back sometime.
Hell yeah.
We got to get the band back together, man.
Hell yeah.
Gotta find out what happened to Carrot Rope's character.
That's right.
Oh yeah.
That's right.
My character got kidnapped by pirates or something.
Yeah, so many good story arcs. It's so good.
Mine ran away.
So we're gonna dive in tonight with a little bit a small recap from last week. The party was currently cleansing the Temple of Ilmater in Daggerford after it's been infested and corrupted by demons. They discovered last week that there were portals that were opened beneath some secret chambers in the cellar of this temple. Having some difficult fights and battles throughout, Diana discovered that her mother was indeed alive and hiding down within the chamber. They were able to save her, get her out, and dismantle and destroy these portals, closing these arcane gates. And really, that brings us to today. Now, I think, did we go off stream, Christy, before you guys were contemplating destroying that extra part in the basement? Or is that something that we're going to tackle first thing here tonight?
I think that's something we're tackling.
Okay, I couldn't remember.
Because I think we did it off stream. I think we mentioned it.
Sure. Okay. Well,
Yeah, we'll have to cave in the tunnels.
Yeah, I can't remember if that was off stream or at the end.
okay.
Is that going to do anything above ground if we cave in the tunnels?
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm wondering. Are we gonna
Like a city block just.
Well, not if I'm
If
careful.
we destroy a temple of Ilmata. I really don't think so.
I think Callista being able to use her Earth Elemental's abilities would probably be able to discern quickly.
Just keep it localized which pillars to take out.
Right. So,
Yeah, I'd be smart about it.
So the story is told, folks. Here we go. It's still the evening. You guys haven't had a chance to rest at this point. You guys are all pretty tired. It seems like a lot of the commotion in the streets is dissipated. There is that knowledge that they're still going to keep a look out of this place probably for a few days just to make sure things are, because that was the reason this whole mess happened in the first place. Apparently they thought it was all clear. A lot of people went back in and got themselves into some trouble. It really wasn't all clear. So it seems like some of the guards are staying put outside. What would you guys be doing at this point?
Can we finally go to bed now?
Yeah, I would take my Earth Elemental because he's here for an hour, and me and him would go over and collapse the tunnels.
Okay.
Around.
So he's there for an hour.
I'm staying around as a translator.
He's there for an hour. He disappears after an hour as long as I maintain concentration.
Okay. Cool. Yeah, so you both meld into the stone of the temple and make your way down there. And you guys on the outside start hearing some rumbles, feeling that sensation in the ground as Callista and her assistant go about doing their work underneath the cellar of the temple. What would the rest of you be doing?
Like holding up a bookshelf, like
Don't be inside the temple.
Yeah.
Molfin is just sitting out in the street in front of it, just being there in case a translator is needed as these two rock monsters come merging back out of the ground. The guards to attack them.
Right.
Oh, my cat. I need to go make him stop making noises.
Molfin.
It's a griffin.
Molfin, as you're kind of sitting there on the street, the local wizard Delfen slowly approaches you. Why is it that you cloud yourself in a shroud?
As apparently I am struck speechless for a moment by your question. But as it was bound to come up at some point, it is an artifact of some amount of power that is aiding me in my quest. Somebody else has decided to be loud at this very moment.
It's his religion.
Is that Impy? Oh, little baby Impy!
There's Impy.
Molfin, is that the baby that I gave birth to in the tunnel?
It is!
Yes, this is a small baby that Diana gave birth to.
You totally need to get like a little red sleeper that has wings on the back of it.
Oh my god! So cute!
That's my
Molfin look at him and just, yes, this is a artifact of some amount of power that is aiding us in a number of things we must deal with. Not first among them this demon problem here, then the giants, and who only knows what else.
What power does it grant you?
Well, it enables me to traverse the ethereal plane. It has a number of other arcane effects to it, but it also seems to aid my health. No matter what wound, as long as it is not fatal, I seem to regenerate from it.
Oh, so you say it has a little bit of necromantic power stored within.
Yes, a rather small amount.
He kind of looks at you peculiarly, and kind of stroking his beard with one hand as he leans upon his staff. Interesting.
I would give you a demonstration of it, but it was required to deal with the demons within. Perhaps tomorrow, if you would like, I can show you what it is capable of.
Tomorrow it is! Shall we make plans?
Oh, certainly, I will come see you after breakfast, if that will work for you.
That works perfectly for me. I'm in the tower just to the north of the castle.
Yes, I believe that rather short woman who was giving orders earlier was mentioning that.
I'll make sure the tea's ready.
Ah, excellent. Man of good taste.
He kind of just takes the tip of his hat and he just tilts it down towards you and slowly walks
I'll
off.
give a little bow.
Make a perception check.
Alrighty then. Perceive me something, Molfin. Hey!
That's not bad.
Wow.
He does, after getting about 15, 20 feet away from you, he does cast an interesting glance back towards you over his shoulder and then continues walking with a more brisk pace in the direction of his tower. I'm getting like a huge fan sound or feedback sound from somebody. I'm not sure.
Oh, it might be me. Sorry. Hang on.
Very good. That's better.
Is that better?
That was better, yeah. As soon as
That was weird.
yeah, it's like almost like as soon as you start talking though a little bit, I can still hear some of it.
Okay, hang on.
King.
Molfin, is anyone else outside with Molfin right now?
There are other people walking about. There's guards, a couple.
Well, no, I mean out of
guards.
our little family.
Would any of you guys be outside with Molfin at this point in time? Diana's outside.
Molfin's
I'm
gonna look
around.
very pointedly over at Diana and just be like, I do believe that man is planning something tomorrow morning.
The man that you were just speaking with?
Yes, we made plans. He had questions about why I keep myself shrouded. So he seemed interested. We were discussing it briefly, and I told him I'd be happy to give him a demonstration in the morning. As he walked away, he glanced back over at me. Perhaps it is nothing, but at the same point, perhaps he is planning something.
I think that there are a lot of people that are very knowledgeable on the Shroud, and we were warned when you first got it that there are certain groups and parties that would see it and thus you destroyed.
Yes, but they also said that was among the Harpers, and they have done no ill to me as of yet.
As of yet.
Yes, but did we... this is bad player.
You were
Valhera.
You were disguised
Okay.
when you visited him. I believe you either wore the hat of disguise or somehow your
No, I wore the hat of disguise, that's right.
yeah. So
Because we retconned that, just we didn't think of that at first.
So from what Molfin's insight was that you don't feel that Crowan saw through your disguise, but you never know if he felt a presence or
Anything else.
anything else. So
Yeah. Well, they haven't done anything as of yet, so... Exactly haven't been parading around. Well, what is it never I have paraded in front of them, but nor am I hiding it, so... We shall see what tomorrow brings. At least we'll be able to rest, and I will be able to recharge some of these abilities.
I'll accompany you if you want to keep you. Actually, no, wait. I also have my mother to think about. Someone will accompany you. Probably Ashlyn. Unless she wants to hang out with Mom too.
Or we could potentially leave. Where is Molfin the second? He wandered off again. We can leave my second with her if you'd like as well.
With my mother?
Yes, if you wish to join me tomorrow.
No, I'd rather stay with my mother.
Okay.
You know,
so
catch
you are
up.
aware, after breakfast I will be having tea in the Mage's Tower.
In the Mage's Tower, understood. And if I see any fire or explosions from that direction, I know where to go.
Well, at least now I know how to get your attention.
No!
Oh,
Look at
jeez.
Vector reading his book. He's trying something quick! Fireball out the window!
Lachlan, anything you'd be up to other than holding up bookshelves while the demolishing and things are happening downstairs?
Sure. I mean, have they started like, getting the corpses out of this place? Anything like, is there any like recovery effort going on yet?
Oh yeah, that would have been in process as soon as you guys came out. And let everybody know that the coast was clear. They probably went in and started getting what they could. It was a pretty morbid and awful sight, seeing some of those remains.
Yeah. I'm helping with that while looking for silver rings.
Silver rings
on live people.
On live people. Okay.
Yeah, who might be like hired to help carry things.
Okay. Make a perception check for me.
Okay. Oh, only a 12. Although, wait, I'm proficient, so it's actually a 10 plus 5, which is 15. Or it's, I have whatchamacallit. What's that thing called?
Reliable talent.
Reliable talent. Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. So it's a 15?
Yeah.
You do notice that there is a rather attractive half-elf woman walking, and she has a ring that you recognize to be one of the Zhentarim.
Nice. Not just like an engagement ring. Cool,
Yeah.
cool.
Wowie.
She-
Wowie, MG.
She's not currently helping, but you notice her like watching what's happening, and then she seems to just slowly walk off and down the road. She's wearing, the best way I can describe her is, if you, I know you've had to have seen this movie, the way Kate Beckinsale looks in Underworld.
Hell
Okay.
yeah.
Oh!
Okay.
Hell yeah.
Imagine that, but not dark jet black hair. Imagine like almost bronze blonde hair.
I finish what I'm doing and I follow.
Attaboy.
He drops the body in the middle of the space.
Kate Beckinsale, you say?
So good. But yeah, she's wearing pretty snug leather armor. It looks like she is. She has a crossbow over her shoulder. Does look like she.
Hello, Archer.
And the more you're kind of checking her out too, like she has a what appears to be a short sword sheath, and also you can see some throwing daggers inside her boots, because this is stuff you would recognize and you'd be familiar with. She makes...
Chris Hansen says Lachlan's gonna lay on the moves.
I don't think Molfin caught that, Chris. So,
so as you're kind of following her, you just kind of tracking behind, seeing where she goes.
I would actually
creepily following.
I am kind of following a little bit. Yeah.
Okay, she heads to. Oh, are you kidding me?
Oh no.
I got every book except for my Storm King's Thunder book because we never freaking use it.
It's Storm King's Thunder.
This is the most Storm King's Thunder thing to happen to us.
Yep.
Oh wait, we have to go back on book? Oh shit.
Oh yeah.
Storm King's Thunder hasn't been mentioned in like I don't even know how many
Storm
parts.
King's Thunder?
Hey, yeah.
Oh my god, we're back on brand.
Hey guys, I knew that Kate Beckinsale would bring them back to the book.
Wow.
That's because if you
That's
read
all
the
you
fine
needed to
print-
do.
Why does
If you read the fine print in the table of contents, it says if your players wander, hot chicken leather
That's
will get them back on topic.
Bring him back. Bring him back in. Reel him in.
Especially the cleric.
Reel everybody in.
Everyone's D&D characters are always just, dumb and horny.
Basically.
Hey,
Welcome to D&D, guys.
Molfin has only tried to hump, well, not even tried to hump one.
just
He was a little taken with that one in Yartar.
That's
most,
right.
most of the party has two questions for every NPC they meet. Number one, are they good looking? And number two, are they checking me out?
Yeah.
Or in this case, do they have a ring?
Okay.
If you like it, you should put a ring on it. Same.
She is walking and head on. You said you were going to try to catch up to her, Lachlan?
I think I'm scoping it out, kind of seeing where she's going.
All right, you follow her for a little while.
Yeah.
Let me see if the number of this place is on your map that you guys have in front of you. She is headed towards building number 15.
Doing a Where's Waldo right now.
Oh yeah. If you go to the east, right over by Fields Lane, she actually goes.
Yep.
To the high. She takes the high road up Duke's Way, and then makes a left on the Farmer's Road, and then heads down to Fields Lane. And she actually goes to a place called the Happy Cow Inn, or Happy Cow Tavern. And she enters the front door, and it seems like, despite the recent hardships here, it sounds like as she opens the door and disappears beyond, seems like there's a lot going on inside, and seems like there's some music coming from inside as well.
Wow, I really should have told someone I was coming here. Then open the door and go in.
Wow.
That's our Lachlan.
Lachlan enters the Happy Cow Tavern, and you notice it's a pretty rustic looking place, very simple. You notice that the walls are adorned with look like a bunch of old rusted and old farming materials. You see that there is a large bar in the front, and there are several employees. They all seem to be halflings, and they all look alike. They look very similar. Like they could be brothers and sisters.
Oh, okay, not like twins.
Yeah, not like twins or anything, but close in appearance. And you can see like that's pretty. You can see that the mood is one of a little bit more relieved at what just happened recently, but there's still a little bit of people just kind of drowning their sorrows a little bit and hoping to forget some of these things and some of the ale and things that they're being served. But food smells great. Looks like a pretty happening place. You see a halfling man come out from a kitchen. Looks like he's barking some orders. Looks like he's kind of the one in charge. And you watch as the female you've been following sits down at the bar and just orders a drink or something.
Gotcha. I want to find my own place at the bar.
Okay. Or close nearby, like next to her, or
within earshot.
Within earshot. Okay, so you're a couple seats away as you sit down.
Kind of, I want to lay some money on the counter, get the bartender's attention.
Okay. I want to double check his name here. Yeah.
Sure.
You see the one who's been pretty much, you can tell is in charge, walks up and, hey, how you doing there? What can I help you with?
I could go for a little drink and question for you.
Sure. What would you like to drink?
Whatever the local beer is,
Oh yeah, coming right
Something
up.
refreshing. I've had a long day.
Oh yeah, definitely. It's been crazy around here, hasn't it?
Oh yeah, yeah.
What was the question you needed to ask me?
I've had a little bit of a craving lately. Wonder if there are any good places to get some snail around here in Daggerford.
Some snail.
Yeah.
Make a perception check.
Okay.
As you say that, you can feel this woman's eyes on you, like casting a sideways glance in your direction. We don't have any snail. We have some fresh wild boar we can cook you up. How's that sound?
Sure, I'll go for a plate of that.
All right.
I want to look over at the lady.
She's looking right at
Wag
you.
my eyebrows.
You notice with your perception check, she casts a glance down at your finger, to see, and then there seems to be a realization in her eyes, And she gets up from her seat with her cup. And she moves 2 seats down and sits right next to you. Slowly pulling up. So what's your name?
Ooh.
You can call me the Cobra.
There it is. Wow.
The Cobra. I've never seen nor heard of you.
Well,
Your ring is a little different than mine. Where did you get that?
a little box.
Fair enough. She just takes a sip of her ale. The bartender brings you a cup of ale and sets it down in front of you. And the food will be out in just a moment.
Thanks.
So what brings you into Daggerford, Cobra?
Well, had some business to deal with.
Business.
Yep.
Huh. She stands up, pushes in her chair, kind of makes that screeching noise of wood on wood as it slides. Yeah. She puts a couple gold coins down next to you. I'll take care of this. She kind of gestures towards your drink, and behind the bar, like she's going to pay for everything that you get. And then she have to check for a name. I haven't been in this book for so long. Listen, if you're looking for some snail,
Zos, check your Twitter.
Oh no.
If you're looking for some snail,
Yeah.
Damn it, I was really gonna host that! I was really gonna host that
seems like we all need to go and check Zos's Twitter.
No, check Christy's Twitter. I just tagged Zos.
Uh-oh.
If you're really looking for this, if you're really looking for snail, you'll have to try the River Shining Tavern.
River Shining Tavern.
And she basically gives you directions to number 24 on the map.
Number
Which
24.
Where's 24? It's up there somewhere.
It's the big building, this one.
Ah, yes.
Oh, yeah.
It's a big building. Just a little.
Can just anyone show up there?
Oh yeah, anybody can just show up there. Look for the rotund short one with the big mouth.
Rotund short one. All right.
I'm sure he'll be there tomorrow evening.
Tomorrow evening.
She-
Oh, a reason to stick around.
She drinks the rest of the drink and sets down the empty cup and turns around with a flourish of her beautiful bright hair and begins to walk towards the door.
What a mystery. Cool. Then I would hunker down, wait for my food, and then eventually I'll rejoin everyone else.
Okay. Yeah, it's pretty good food. It's not the best you've ever had, but it's pretty good.
Look at 3 stars on Yelp.
Yeah, there you go. 3 stars. The bartender slash owner of this place actually eventually introduces you. His name is Coggin Hard Cheese.
Coggin
Hard Cheese.
Hard Cheese.
That's right.
All
There's
right.
some lines there, but
Sounds
okay.
like a.
I ain't touching it.
He is
touched it.
he's the owner of this establishment, and he gives you a little bit of insight, and he tells you about all his family is basically running this place, and Basically, all his orders that he's shouting are all to his children. Basically, he's got a ton of children. They're all the waitresses and waiters and cooks and everything. And he just sits there and talks to you for a while you're eating, because you're the only one that's like really sitting at the bar. There's a few other tables that are packed, and there's a couple minstrels playing some light music in the background. But he kind of gives you a little bit of his life story. It bores you a little bit.
Yeah, I'm like half talking to him while my mind's like totally somewhere else.
He does introduce you to his wife, who typically works in the back. Her name is Lily Hardcheese.
Lily Hardcheese.
You know, and she just kind of casts a glance at you, politely gestures towards you, and then carries on her business. You know, so,
I'm giving the oh man, look at you, batting way above your average. You know?
yeah, you kind of like raises his eyebrows and at you, and eventually you make your way out and back out into the street. Diana, what would you be doing while Lachlan is chasing Kate Beckinsales and
chasing thotties? Yeah. Diana, I believe, is Molfin still hanging around?
He is.
Either of them? Okay, so not alone. Okay.
What did you do with your mother when you got her out?
Exactly. I think I just kind of kept her close to me at first, and I think we went back in there for something really quickly, and then I went back right out, and I'm kind of just hanging out with my mom, I guess.
Okay. She is just so ecstatic to see you. There is just this feeling of just immense happiness, but there's also just tears streaming down her face. You can see that she just went through a pretty traumatic experience. She is a wood elf, but she is not... I don't believe your mother was ever the type to, like, pick up arms or be the fighter type or the archer type within your clan. I don't know. You can tell me otherwise if you think she would have been.
No, you know what? I like that character assumption because canonically for Diana, her father died in like some battle or whatever. Mm-hmm. So I feel like, you know what? She was like a soft wood elf and he was like, a strong human warrior, and they complemented each other. You know what I'm saying? Anyways.
Mm-hmm. But she basically is just embracing you and then looks up and meets your eyes with tears just streaming down her face and is just... Diana, I am so sorry.
For what?
I am so sorry. I'm so sorry. And she hugs you a little bit more. I was so scared. I didn't think I was going to see you. Thank goodness you're here. Thank goodness you're safe. My goodness, you have gotten so strong.
Strong. Thank you.
She's wiping tears from her face. She starts wiping tears from your face, and she's like, I just got to see my girl take and just put it to the forces of evil. I mean, with the sound of your voice, with the glow in your eyes, you were able to destroy and dispel that evil. That is amazing. Oh. Where did you learn to do this, dear?
On the road.
You learned this on the road? You learned to be that powerful on the road?
Ilmater kind of has been showing me the way, and I kind of I don't know, sometimes I fall off the wagon, but for the most part it's been pretty smooth sailing.
I'm not gonna lie, I was so scared, but I am so incredibly proud of you. She drops her phone. Sorry, Mom.
Sorry, Mom, I dropped you.
Damn. Yeah, Mom. Yeah.
But she then says, she's just like, you know, after your dad died, I couldn't even hold myself together, let alone hold us together. I should have done more. I should have been there.
It's okay. You know, I'm sure as a child I didn't really understand, but as a grown woman now, I know you needed to grieve too.
Yeah, but when everything came tumbling down, when you lost your friend.
Yeah.
I should have been bold enough to stand up for you.
Well, if none of those things had happened, if I hadn't had Salim, then I never would have gotten to where I am today. And I think that it's because of Salim and Ashlyn and Dad and my friends that I'm here. Just sucks the clan can't see it, you know? Still,
You know, Diana,
not here.
I don't think the clan even deserves to see it. You are incredible. You have grown into such an amazing young woman. And I'm so happy that I got to see this. And you've got these great people. You've made such great friends who are willing to sacrifice themselves for people like me.
People like you, you're wonderful. You're perfect. We're people like us sometimes.
But you came for me. You all did.
It's what family does. This is my clan now, I guess.
Oh. I've decided I'm not going back, Diana.
Where will you go?
I may stay here.
In Daggerford? With Ilmater? Or just around?
Oh, I could find a place here, don't you think?
Yeah. I mean, we also are building a keep if you ever want to visit.
What, really? Where?
Yeah. By Waterford, right?
Waterford.
Ashlyn looks at you and is like, that sounds about right.
Waterbird. Waterdeep.
North of Waterdeep, BB.
North of Waterdeep.
Well, she looks at you.
Molfin is just shaking his head, not saying a word, just...
What if I could go with you?
I mean, yeah. I feel like that's kind of like taking your mom to prom, but yeah.
Taking your mom to prom.
Yeah.
Only the cool moms, though.
Only the cool mom. You know what?
You buy us beer.
Cool mom.
So she just looks. She looks at you. Well, you know, I don't want to intrude. I know you've got other things going on, but yeah. I just want to be closer.
Me too. Me too, Mama.
She cries a little more, gives you a big hug, and
babe, I was gonna go her.
Ashlyn kind of comes over and hugs you both. There's like this big mob hug in the middle of the street.
I want to introduce her to everyone and be like, everyone, this is our mom now.
Lachlan, you get back just in time to get the introduction to your mom. Your new mom.
This is
When's
mom.
dinner?
Wow.
When's dinner?
Oh, did I say that out loud?
Yes, you just ate.
Yeah. I've still got like some pork hanging off my teeth. Like,
Molfin will look at Lachlan, seeing him come up and hearing this, and be like, "But I don't even believe that woman is old enough to be my mother. Never mind my daughter."
You'd be surprised, man. Elves. How old do they live? Like 1,000 years,
Yeah, live
right?
a long time. Yeah,
They live forever.
I'd leave it up.
How old is your mother?
Yeah, I'll leave that up to you. How old is your mother?
Good question.
It sounds like an insult. How old is your mother? It's the Social Security 1. Or not Social Security.
I don't know. If Diana is like an adult, but in half elf years, well, not an adult really. I feel like she's more of like an 18-year-old at heart. Hannah's just a young, dumb 17-year-old wandering around in the woods.
So, if you were the only, are you the only child?
Yeah, I am. I'm an only child.
She may be actually
I
relatively
think
young for an elf, perhaps. In elf years.
probably. I would put her. Yeah, I would put her as like inhuman equivalencies of like late 30s, early 40s, kind of. I guess like an elven equivalency is like, I don't know, like 400. I don't know. When do they reach their maturity? Like 200, right?
I don't know. I'll have to check that.
I'm pretty sure I read in the player's handbook once that they reach like, they're considered children until they're about 100, and then they pick adult elf names, and then like 200 is like a mature. I think that I read that. I'm not sure, but I feel like she'd be like around like, maybe 300.
Sounds good to me. We'll go with it. We'll roll with it.
Close to 300.
So maybe
Perhaps I'll call her mother when she's older than me.
Same age as about the same age as Molfin.
No, about 80 years younger.
Okay.
Molfin is 378 years old.
Wow.
Molfin old as dirt, man. All right, so you guys have all regrouped here outside. Callista, you and your business associate, have completed your task of basically filling in all those tunnels and secret passageways that were dug underneath the Temple of Elmater. And upon exiting from that form, you see that earth form kind of just crumples and dissolves back into the earth, and you remain alone as that spell wears off.
Cool.
So you guys
So
are all
everybody,
grouped back up.
we're gonna stay here a couple days, right? Kind of relax, wind down. I mean, it makes sense, right?
We do still have to get back to the airship with
How much longer do we have? 1 or 2 days left.
roughly 1 or 2 days.
We should take at least the whole day here.
I would prefer to get back tomorrow evening,
Could work.
but I mean, I guess we could push it another day and just get Diana to message my dad in the morning and let him know the circumstances have changed, but we'll be back the next day. If you want to spend a whole day in Daggerford.
I mean, why not? It's a great city. Plenty to do.
It's really not, but okay.
Roast my hometown.
It's my hometown too, and I freaking hate
New
it.
Jersey.
We
There
have
is
that
nothing that people
potential
hate more
demon
than their
that can go through
hometown.
walls as well.
What was that, Molfin?
We have that other demon that Molfin II saw, and it was not the one we were fighting in there.
Also, I think hill giants.
Little giants, such piddling little things, aren't they?
Compared to demons, yeah. Demons and liches, oh my.
Yeah, Lachlan, you
Perhaps we should-
actually saw the place where they said that this demon basically just climbed up over the wall. It was actually over by the Happy Cow Tavern, just that wall. You could see claw marks and places where the rock had fallen out, stones had fallen out from when it crawled over and then leapt out into the darkness.
I would like brag about that while accidentally mentioning that I was at this random tavern.
Okay.
Do they have beds there?
Didn't check.
Are any of the
Actually.
guards around?
Yeah, I mean, there's groups of them just kind of hanging out.
We're all still in front of the
Yeah, I'm
Temple of
assuming you guys
worship.
are all just sitting. I just imagine these little huddles and people are just moving things around and just doing the work that needs to be done after this. terrible moment just occurred.
Molfin's just going to grab a random guard, walk up to sort of, you there! Where can we find a somewhat reputable inn?
Beautiful inn.
Reputable.
Reputable. River Shining's pretty nice. You have to have a little bit. Yeah.
That'll do.
You have to
I only need the one.
You have to have a little bit of coin for that place, though. I mean, that's usually the place that the Duchess herself goes for her meals and.
Molfin will sort of look at the group. Well, it appears we found lodging for the evening.
Great.
Let's go.
All right.
And Molfin's going to turn, and I'm assuming he points out, you said it's that big building right next to us?
Yeah, it's that massive building, number 24. Yep.
So Molfin's just going to sort of turn and point at the building like 100 feet away.
Yep. Yeah. That's right.
Right there.
Is Mom coming with us?
Of course.
Great.
Let's go, Mama.
All right.
Molfin is going to have... Molfin
Mame.
the second, does he recognize her?
Does he recognize
My mother?
the woman?
Does he recognize Diana's mother from when he was here before?
He does not. No.
Okay.
Does my mother recognize Molfin the Second?
No, I don't think she would.
Okay.
So you guys make your way into the River Shining Tavern. Being as large of a facility as this is a pretty elegant place. It looks like this is the place where people of noble stature would go to have meals.
Shit.
Where they would go to kind of hang out.
Prestidigitation my hair a little bit.
Shit.
I throw a cloak over Callista.
Yeah, because I don't have one anymore.
You guys.
I also, more for their benefit for hers, it's like blinding a horse so it doesn't spook.
You guys, as you walk in, there's a large foyer that you step into, and there is the best thing I can describe it as is kind of like a bulletin board that's posted off to the side, and it looks like there is a lot of news and things, and you get the idea that this is. Hey, thank you so much for the follow. I missed the name.
Neck 45?
All right.
Neck 45, yeah.
45. Welcome. Thank you.
Yeah.
Welcome to the family. You notice that this must be a place where the Council of Guilds posts different things, whether it be work that needs to be done around town, other types of things, important political information, even posting times of next meetings. This place seems to also double as a meeting hall for the Council of Guilds, and Diana, Molfin, you guys will all probably know that the main government of this city is basically run by the guilds. The guilds, where the Duchess is kind of like the head of pretty much everything, kind of like the centerpiece, but the Council of Guilds pretty much handles most of the political going-ons at Daggerford. But you notice that this is looks like it's been established, this building has been established for a very long time. The architecture style matches some of the oldest buildings here. And you can see that there are people in here. It's not very crowded. It's pretty late, and with everything that's been going on, people needing to hunker down, you can tell these are possibly people that are a little bit more well off, but don't have a permanent home here in Daggerford and are staying here while this whole mess is being dealt with. So, Callista, go ahead and make a perception check.
No.
Uh-oh.
I don't want to.
Uh-oh.
No.
You get a good look around from underneath the cloak. You don't see anybody that you recognize or that make you feel uneasy about.
Okay, I
being
take
here.
off the cloak.
Okay. It seems like most of these people, they may be noble in stature, but may not be 100%. They may be just traveling through and
Okay.
got stuck here when all this chaos happened.
So no one that's been to the estate
Right.
that I recognize. Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna go talk to someone for getting rooms, I guess. How many rooms do we need?
Well, I suppose if there's one with 3 beds for Diana, her mother, and Ashlyn,
Mm-hmm.
that would leave us with 4. But I will take care of it all. Do not worry yourself.
Are you sure?
Yes, I don't think any of us missed Diana tossing something over you.
Oh,
About as subtle as a horse-drawn carriage, that one.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
If you are uncomfortable, I will go up and take care of it.
Yeah,
takes
that
time.
might help. Yes, please.
Hey, thanks.
So,
Thanks for
Molfin's going to go
the
up to the desk. And,
thanks for the gifted sub, Chris Hansen. Appreciate that.
Oh, Chris Hansen.
Hey, Chris.
Chris coming through.
No way! Oh, thank you.
The rooms here are 5 gold pieces per night. So it's
Whew.
pretty pricey.
Fiddlings.
Pretty pricey. Not for you guys.
But pennies
For
to
money
us.
bags, yeah.
Pennies,
Literal
yeah.
pennies.
Molfin's going to look at them and say, I need 5 rooms and no disturbances.
The
And-
person behind the counters. Sure, not a problem.
And Molfin will drop 5 platinum on the counter.
Oh, absolutely,
That's
sir.
not
We will make
sketchy.
sure. We'll have someone up to your rooms right away to fluff your pillows as well.
Oh my god!
Anna would
Molfin sort of cock
approve.
his head at that. Would that not be a disturbance?
Right. Yeah, well, I'll take that back. You hear shout behind the
Good man.
counter. And you guys
Molfin will
are.
bring back over, give everyone their stuff for their rooms.
Yeah, you guys head to the rooms. Pretty nice place. I mean, this town isn't a huge place. So the nobility here, it's not like in Waterdeep where you had these massive mansions, and when you stayed at that hotel that was for nobles in Waterdeep, how everything was like ornately decorated and stuff. This is a pretty upscale place, but it's not that.
It's upscale for
It's
Daggerford.
upscale for Daggerford, exactly.
Yeah.
You know, it's like going to an upscale place in New York City and then going to some, your hometown or whatever and going to an upscale place there. It's going to be different. So yeah, you guys get your rooms just fine. And anybody doing anything before you get ready to take your long rest?
I feel like me and Ashlyn and my mom will probably talk for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
Callista's pretty exhausted, having done Earth Elemental like 2 or 3 times today, so she's gonna knock out.
Callista, yeah, I think it's been 1 day for the last 4 sessions.
Yeah.
So,
And she's just been taking short rests and then going back into form, short rest back into form, so she's pretty tired.
so Callista makes her way in and passes out for the night. Everybody
Yep.
else.
Molfin and Molfin II are going to crash, but Molfin is going to have a brief conversation with himself about what he should do with himself now that he's
Agents.
Wow.
less than useful.
Oh.
Molfin II is no longer combat efficient.
I give him the suicide hotline.
But he doesn't come back with spells.
He can't regenerate.
Nope,
spell
they
slots.
don't.
Oh.
So he is now Molfin before the magic.
Molfin. He's just Molfin. Just plain.
He's Molfin. Yeah,
You can heal him with money and stuff, but you can't.
he's not.
Go ahead and I want to hear this conversation. I want.
Yes, please.
I want to hear Molfin Prime speaking to Molfin II about how he is useless.
No, it's going to go a whole different direction. No, I'm telling you, it's without your arcane abilities, you are not safe traveling. As you know, the paths that we are taking now are much more dangerous, and occasionally my thoughts wander home. I think it may be best if you return. You have all of my memories, all of my physicality.
Oh no.
Oh, I see where this is going.
Twisted.
I see where this is
That's
going.
twisted. That's
Perhaps
so
it is time to go back
twisted.
home.
Oh my god.
We have been away from her for quite some time.
Wow.
This is a story element I had no idea was going to come out. That is amazing.
He mentioned this before, but I didn't think he was actually going to do it. I didn't think you were actually going to commit and do it. God damn it, Matthew.
That is amazing.
But my mind is yours. I know you've thought of her. I have as well. It is not safe, but it is safer for you than for me.
Wowie.
And with that,
Are you gonna allow Molfin II to have a long rest before he makes his journey to?
yes.
Yes. Yes, that's exactly it.
Okay, that's a little darker way of viewing it,
Yeah.
but
That's a dark way.
Well, you know,
Two sides to the same coin, Matthew.
right. You can also view it that Molfin is pretty sure that whether he makes it through this or not, things gonna change.
yes.
That his wife was not made privy to.
Yep.
His wife would know
Now-
nothing of what Molfin has been up to.
Now, his wife is getting him back.
So, question. I do have a question about this, and I hate to bog down the stream with this, viewers, but I must know. When you cast the spell to make him, were you currently wearing the shroud when that happened? I think you were.
Yeah.
Yes.
Question. Does your current alignment at that moment carry over to your simulacrum?
He's gonna kill your wife.
Why am I typing it there?
I
think it does.
I think it does, technically.
Okay, I just thought of this the other day because I just wanted to.
Why? Yeah, because I think it is literally a carbon copy.
Because I didn't know if because he wasn't equipped with the items.
Take action. You create a duplicate of one piece of humanoid within range, entire casting. Okay, take actions. It appears to be the same as the original, half the creature's hit points, and formed without any equipment. Otherwise, has all the statistics of creature it duplicated.
So basically, at the time of duplication, that's when, regardless of materials and equipment and other things that you might be attuned or
Yeah,
wearing.
it comes into land
Okay.
naked, but it's an exact copy.
Okay, gotcha. Just wanted to clear that up, you know. It's just-
Yeah.
So
No, so he's-
so the Molfin that does go home will be a little different.
A little edgier.
A little
little more exciting.
selfish.
Wowie.
Give your wife a
This
fair
clever
chance.
taught me this wonderful thing with these hand restraints.
Wowie.
This is amazing. I love this.
This is like if you had a twin brother and you just got sick of your wife and you wanted to go hang out somewhere, so you just gave him your identity and you were like, go put up with her so I don't have to. And then he went and trotted around.
It is nothing like that at all. It is literally me.
It literally is a carbon copy. Winston Pope, thanks for asking. The fundraiser went great. We actually received 100% of our fundraising goal. Now, you can still give to Extra Life. Type in exclamation point Extra Life in the chat, and there's a link. You can still give all the way up until December 31st. So the giving doesn't have to stop. If you feel like you missed it or want to give more, you can ultimately go ahead and do that. But since we met our goal, we're gonna mention it every once in a while, but we're not gonna stress it. But thank you guys so much for giving. So yeah, Molfin goes about this. I guess you're going to allow Molfin II to have a good night's rest here at the River Shining Tavern before making his journey in the morning back to your homestead, which isn't too far away from Daggerford. It's just on the outskirts, so it's not that far away. You guys all enjoy a nice, long, peaceful rest. as you all wake up to the morning sun shining through the windows of your second-story rooms as you all
Good
come.
morning.
And I think I get my hit point max back from the was it a chasm or something?
Yeah, you do. Yep.
Cool.
So you guys are all
Molfin Prime
refreshed.
is going to cast greater invisibility on Molfin II, so
Okay.
he can get out of the inn without anyone noticing.
Okay. If you want to, I'll let you retcon that, and you can do that the night before, and then he can just leave the night before if you want to.
Oh, that's fine.
Okay.
Let him get his rest.
Okay. So.
Because it's something we would have had the conversation.
Mhm.
At the end of the day, we've all been through enough.
Perfect.
Oh.
Yeah, so you have your last moments with your simulacrum, looking at yourself and sending him on his way, casting the greater invisibility, and makes his way off the journey to your homestead. The rest of you all gather for a morning's breakfast downstairs. It seems like the place is a pretty nice place to go for breakfast, so it seems rather crowded in the morning, as you guys are seeing many other groups of people of all different tropes. Mainly, you don't see many of the farmer types in here. You see maybe more of the noble types and people that are a little bit more well off. Go ahead and make a perception check, Callista, and would you be wearing your cloak as you make your way back downstairs?
Callista doesn't have her cloak anymore because ever since Anna died, she pretty much gave it to Cleo as like a blanket, and so it's got Griffin hair all over it.
Didn't Diana give you a cloak though?
Oh, I gave that back to her last night once I realized no one was there, so I probably wasn't even thinking about it, to be honest.
Okay.
Oh no.
Go ahead and make another perception
Okay, can
check.
Diana
for
be
us.
walking downstairs with her?
Yeah, you guys.
Can Diana walk downstairs with her just in case of trouble?
Oh yeah.
Hell
Well, I
yeah.
think we're all probably heading
I'm down
at
there
the same
eating.
time.
You do notice a few individuals that you recognize.
Uh-oh, SpaghettiOs.
Perhaps friends of the family from the past. They seem to be heavily into conversation and don't seem to be noticing your presence as you.
I mean, that's normal. They probably won't notice me. I'm just gonna play it cool and ignore them.
Okay.
As long as they're not someone that I particularly want to kill, I'm going to ignore them.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, these were all people who your vibe from them is they probably knew a little bit about what was going on, but maybe didn't say anything.
Mm-hmm.
Perhaps out of fear. Hard to say.
That's fine, as long as it's not like the direct people,
Yeah, nobody directly.
like my handlers or anybody. Okay.
Chris Hansen,
That's
thank
fine.
you again for another gifted sub. We appreciate that, man.
Chris.
Chris Hansen coming through
What?
big tonight.
It is awesome.
Yeah. All right. So you guys have sat down, and I presume ordered some breakfast foods for the morning. Diana, would you leave your mother here, or would she be with you during breakfast?
I would bring my mother down to breakfast with us. Yeah, I'd be like, all right, Mom, we're gonna have some breakfast with my friends. Wow, you get to know them.
Oh, that sounds great, dear. That sounds great.
Yeah.
Hey, Diana's mom, are you gonna finish that?
Well, I guess not.
That's Lachlan.
Guess not. No,
Lachlan.
Is he always this hungry?
I guess.
More thirsty.
As she looks over, and Molfin is just.
Oh right, I cast good berry from Molfin. I cast good berry from Molfin. Oh my god, so dumb.
He's got breakfast foods all over the
There you
shroud.
go. I just like sprinkle it on his plate. Good berries. There you go.
Yeah, Mom, it runs in their family, I think. I think no one's
Still growing.
a lot. Still growing. Shocked you, at least.
I guess it makes sense. And she just kind of picks up some more food, a piece of toast or something, a piece of bread, and just starts eating. What would you guys be discussing around the table?
What are we gonna do today?
What are we gonna do?
You
We have-
said...
After you, Callista.
Oh, I was just going to say, you guys said you wanted to stay here for a day. Did you guys have plans? Is there a reason we're delaying going back to the airship?
Vacay.
Yeah.
We have the issue with the demon to flesh out, and they
Yeah.
mentioned something about hill giants, which
They
I think
did.
weren't we at one point charged with dealing with them by someone?
The Duchess, the lady in charge.
I also met a beautiful, mysterious woman that told me where my boss is.
Wait,
Excuse
what?
But I'm sorry, I thought your
Oh, what?
boss was in pieces at the anus of Waterdeep.
My good boss, not the...
How many bosses do you have, Lachlan?
I can't even begin to tell you.
Remind me to never get caught up in the mob.
Yeah, tell me about it. Tell me about it. Once you get in, they just keep.
Do we have to
pulling you
kill
back
this
in.
boss too?
No. I think this one. I hope this one is normal.
Normal. Okay.
I was
What's-
somewhere when we were in did we go to? Was it Neverwinter when we were going into the Shadowfell to go fight
Yes.
the Lich? I was given a box.
Mm-hmm.
That's right. I got these rings that we've been
Yes.
reforming the snakes, and I'm pretty sure the box came from this figure.
Okay.
Who presumably, if they gave me the rings, I imagine I probably need to check in with this person, and I heard they're going to be here possibly tonight.
And as soon as Lachlan
will-
finishes saying this, the door opens, and walking in, kind of slowly, is a rather large halfling. Suspenders tightly pressed, very rotund. Looks more probably round than is tall.
Oh.
Suspenders holding these pants up a little bit too high. You can see kind of like his ankles above his boots.
Proud feet.
Yeah, proud feet. That's right. He walks in, standing there just with his thumbs under his suspenders, with these two individuals standing to either side.
Yep.
Look like one male, one female human that look clad in some studded leather armor, and are just kind of have their hands and arms crossed over their in front of them. And he slowly kind of walks in and goes to a circular booth that's in the corner of the restaurant part. And you see him slide his rotund form into this booth. Looks like he's having a little trouble. He gets stuck a little bit, and one of the guys with him kind of just gives him a shoulder, and he slides into his spot and picks up a menu and just buries his face into it.
This guy looks, I'm picturing from your description, this guy sort of looks like that girl from Willy Wonka when she turns into the blueberry.
Yeah,
He's just a massive ball.
exactly. Yes,
I
exactly.
was thinking
Seeing him
President
walking
Taft.
into the booth, the minute that happens, Molfin cracks up. Loud.
I hide under the table.
Now, it is pretty crowded, so there is a lot of conversation going on. So you don't think he heard Molfin, but Molfin is definitely cracking up at the sight of this.
Krabs! Krabs!
Wait, that's him?
I think it might be. What do I do? What do I do?
I don't know.
Do you want to have a little fun?
Krabs!
Oh boy.
Lachlan, are you gonna go talk to him? What exactly are you supposed to be doing?
Should I? Should I?
Well, what did the note say?
It wasn't a note. I was. Oh, I mean, I wonder if there was a note. I'm like digging through my pockets.
Was there a note?
Was there a note? You just got a box that has your rings in it, and you know that he's your
I
boss.
think
How?
Brantley told me. I think.
I think Brantley told you it was from the snail.
Yeah, from this snail who may be that dude over there.
And was looking to deliberately recruit you to reform the snakes.
Yeah.
Oh wait, okay, this is gonna be a question that I guess players will have to answer. Did Lachlan tell us that like who this Snail was? Because wasn't he the boss of Zolkin? And then Zolkin like threw everything back in his face and
Yes.
made himself an enemy out of the Snail?
Yeah, we've heard of the name. We've heard the name the Snail before because of Zolkin.
Yeah, Zolkin was basically working for the Snail, and then after the whole
Had a temper tantrum.
after the whole Nightstone fiasco, kind of went crazy and basically told the Snail to, suck it, I'm out of here.
Yeah.
And that's basically what happened. Now the Snail heard about Lachlan through the network.
Yeah.
And passed on the rights to lead the snakes to Lachlan.
Okay.
A potential idea.
What was it? Wasn't Zolkin, who, now I guess we know worked for the Snail, also trying to claim Nightstone in the Zhentarim name to make it like a Zhentarim territory or something? Are you gonna start taking over cities, Lachlan?
Can I?
No.
Okay. I won't. Just checking. We work as a team, okay?
Lachlan, how about this? Molfin's going to go and pull out a small piece of parchment, hand it to him. Write down in cant. The snake has seen the snail.
That's so cool and mysterious. I'll pull out my quill and my ink.
Okay. Yeah, you're easily able to do that, Lachlan. Yeah.
Molfin's going to ritually cast Unseen Servant. Roll it up and it will just float on over to him. Molfin will have the Unseen Servant taken and go deliver it to the bowling ball.
Okay, so you guys watch as this small piece of parchment is just floating among the tables. And a couple people are like looking up and
keep it cool, man. Keep it cool.
Looking right by and wondering why this piece of parchment looks like it's blowing in the wind, but there's not really a breeze going on in here. The parchment makes its way, and you watch it disappear over the top of the menu, where you just see his hands, and then all of a sudden one hand disappears, and the menu goes down onto the table. You see him take his hey, and then he starts whispering to one of the people that are with him, and then whispers to the other, and you watch as they both slide out of the booth and just kind of start walking suspiciously around the place, looking all around, just looking down at over shoulders of people that are eating, just like walking slowly, looking around at everything that's going on.
What do we do now?
Well, that leaves up to you. Either display or hide.
Should I get my mom out of here?
She's safe.
It will not come to that. If it does, as with last time, I can remove.
I'm gonna yawn and show off my ring.
Is there any lanterns lit?
Oh!
Is there any lanterns lit, Michael?
Yeah. There's some lanterns lit about the place. There's also some lanterns that are hooked to the walls.
I know it's over here.
There are a lot of windows, so there is some morning daylight coming in, but in the areas that it gets kind of dark, like especially in the corner booth, there's a lantern on the middle of the table.
Could I control flame to do a cobra, kind of like snaking its way around the room?
Yes, of course you could. So the place just dims just a little as this fiery cobra is slithering about 10 feet above everyone's head throughout the circles of the room. You can see that this rotund individual is looking up at it. You see the other two that are looking all around get distracted and look up towards this fiery snake that's moving about the room. And then he looks down and looks right at you, Lachlan, as you're holding your yawn, and you open your hand, and he can visually see the ring around your finger. And as he's looking towards you, his worried facial expression turns into almost a expression of pure joy. As you see in his eyes, his eyebrows go up and a big smile appears on his face. He starts to wobble back and forth, but seems to be pinned into the booth.
Don't laugh, Gramps, don't laugh!
And he's sliding some more, still stuck, sliding. And he
I put my mage hand over Molfin's mouth.
And this rotund individual tries to just slide out that last section, and finally, whenever his belly gives way from the table, he slips and falls and rolls a little bit on the floor. And you hear some of the cups and things like just he bumps into another table and some cups tip over. Hey, what are you doing?
Lachlan,
Get off
this
the
is your
floor.
boss.
And he stands
Are you
up.
sure you don't want us to kill him?
He stands up.
Oh my god!
Hold that thought. No.
And it looks like he's trying to run to you as fast as he can, Lachlan. But his steps are so slow and deliberate, even while he's trying to run. You're starting to get the idea why they call him the Snail. As he's making his way over these large steps, but he's not really making that much ground. As he's got this facial expression of pure joy, and he walks up to you. Is it really you?
Not just me. You're also in the presence of the people that killed Sulkin.
Oh,
And I gesture at everyone.
well,
I turned to my mom. I'm like, Mom, Zolkin's my ex.
Your mom looks at you strangely. It's like, you killed your ex?
He stole her soul. It was a fair trade.
He stole her soul.
I got it back.
You got. Oh my goodness. Oh, and she
He was about to be my lich.
she grabs a glass of water and just starts chugging it.
Sorry, Mom.
Don't worry.
Your daughter
I'll
is a
keep something
bit
a
of a
little
badass
stronger
now.
for the young woman.
There's some things that you just don't tell your mother. Just sets the cup down. The rotund individual
Hey, Mom, I got in a car accident today.
puts his hand on your shoulder, Lachlan. Puts his hand on Molfin's shoulder, surprisingly, and kind of just squeezes gently. And you must come to my table. You must join me. And he invites.
Insight.
Also insight. I don't trust this guy.
I believe 100%.
Molfin's just thinking, I have to be somewhere for tea.
Does he have any, like, I don't know, like weird vibes, like one of those people that's like trying to be fake nice so that they can manipulate you to do evil things later? Is that like kind of what's going down here?
You get a little pinch of that, yeah, but you do also get that he is very, very excited to see Lachlan.
Not just keep it close eye.
I would like to put my fist down on the table and say, hey, where we go as a team.
He looks right back at you, Diana. He has terrible body odor.
Maybe I don't want to be near you.
It looks like just the walk from the table to where you guys were made him sweat profusely. Like he had a hard time getting there. And he looks at you and he's like, of course, that's why I'm inviting you all to the table. And he just gestures over to the corner table.
Okay.
All
All right.
I guess.
Mom,
up.
you can join us if you'd like, but I don't know if you want to get involved.
I think your mother would probably be happier over here.
Yeah. Oh, where's Molfin the Second? He can keep her company.
He is no longer here.
What do you mean?
Did you
What?
kill him?
His services were no longer required as he was no longer.
Oh my god, you killed
That's what you
him.
do to him, you monster!
What did you do to Molfin the Second?
I love how everyone's like, not Molfin the Second!
It was an arcane simulacrum.
You're all starting to get the idea that they liked him better, Molfin. I'm not sure.
He looked more like you, you know?
Yes,
He was just more comforting. He had both his hands
I have
and a
both hands
face.
as well.
and a face.
So
We could see his smile, Molfin.
Sardonic as it was.
Normally I'd pull out Tony's skull and wave it at you, but, well, some of us saw what happened to poor Tony.
that moment,
we
the
joining the
rotund
Snail or not?
individual is standing there, and he's like, oh, and you know, don't worry about all this. And he points all the food and plates, and I've got all this covered.
Oh,
Oh, how about that
thank
guy?
you.
Join me, please. Join me.
All right.
So you guys. Move along.
I'll leave my baby griffin with my mother. I'll be like, this is your.
I was just thinking that, Mike. I was just thinking that, Toss. What the heck? I'm like, maybe she can spend time with our pets and the Tressum, and that'll keep her company.
She's just like, oh
This is
goodness,
your
oh
grandson.
goodness, this is
Cat ladies.
His name is
this
Salim.
is unique. Salim. Ah, Salim. What a wonderful name.
Just
What did
like, the other one.
What did Ashlyn name her Tressum?
Stripe. Was it Stripe?
Stripe?
Was it Stripe?
Sure.
Remember?
Bubbles? No.
Bubbles?
I don't know.
Cat.
Oh
What's the point in naming
Hardcore
that?
cat? Hell yeah.
I don't know. We'll have to ask her when she gets back. But
Mm.
yeah, so she's the keeper of the pets at the table by herself now. She's finishing up some of her breakfast. And you guys make your way.
Monster
And,
control.
you watch as this rotund individual sits down. Well, actually, he kind of gestures to all of you to take a seat. And you guys can
I sit last.
see as you approach the table, the two that had their hands crossed are now behind you. Basically, the group of you are there in front of the table, and they're standing just kind of strong-armed behind you, just watching.
Strong arm at us or strong arm at the rest of the restaurant?
Kind of, they have their backs to the rest of the restaurant. They're just facing towards you. Very stern looks on their face. Not showing any emotion.
I want-
or...
Can I look at them and can I do like a little like what's up?
You trying to make one flinch? Go
Yeah.
ahead and make an intimidation check.
Yes.
Can I give her advantage by doing another Cobra Fire?
If she wouldn't have
Now that
already,
she needs
if she
it.
wouldn't have already rolled,
Wow.
She doesn't need it. She's good.
the one,
What's up?
you go up to the one pretty stern-looking woman that came in, and you do that quick like thing to the face, and you watch she
Hey.
flinches back, and her arms break open a little bit, and then seems
Diana.
seems a little embarrassed, but then crosses her arms back and just gives you a glare.
I just wanted to prove to them that I could scare them.
Molfin will look over at Lachlan and just shake his head a little bit.
I was a
Be
little scared
mindful
too.
who you're dealing with. You make a move against us, it will be your last.
Did you?
As you can
who
see,
did you
I
say
roll with
this
a-
to, Molfin? Which one?
Looking at the two of them.
They almost just, they look at you, they acknowledge that you spoke to them, but it's almost like they don't respond to you whatsoever. They just stand there.
Don't need to.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna stand between them and not sit.
Okay.
Molfin will have a small vial of red liquid in his hand, just sort of going like this.
As this rotund individual sits down, Lachlan, did you sit down at the table?
Yeah, I'm
All
sitting.
right. He slides back in next to you, and he's like, oh, puts his arm around you. I'm so glad. I'm so glad I finally get to meet you. Ah.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So-
Me too.
So how are you doing? Has it been safe travels?
Well, safe is relative. As you can see, I kind of I move with a pretty tough crowd. We make it safe.
Oh, perfect. So, I'm glad to see that you got my my delivery for you.
Oh, it was a welcome delivery. Yeah, I'm building the team.
So, how's the process been going so far? Have you restored the snakes to its full potential?
But not full yet. We're still I'm seeking out, the best and the brightest.
Perfect. He holds out his hand as Nelkin. It's nice to meet you, Lachlan.
Nelkin.
Yes, Nelkin's the name.
Well,
Nelkin
Nelkin.
Daniker.
Nelkin Daniker. Well, not many know my name, but I'm the Cobra, or you could call me Lachlan.
Oh, so yes, you go by the Cobra now. I see.
Yeah.
I see what you did there.
Yeah.
So Brantley told me a lot about you. He told me that you were very courageous, almost to the point of being absolutely crazy.
I won't deny it, but it's easy when you're backed up by,
Oh, so these are your...
Gang.
Oh, I can see that you've got another one of our 7. He points to Ashland's finger.
Yeah. She of the 7, she's the scariest.
Wow.
I still have like a little bruise on my cheek from the last time she decked me.
Well, that's great. We need the strong-armed people like that in the organization.
Mm-hmm.
So, what'll you be up to here recently? You got any plans going forth?
Well, we've got some big plans. That's maybe actually what I was hoping to talk to you about.
Sure. What's on your mind?
I'm sure that you have plans for the snakes, but right now we're all kind of in the middle of a lot of pretty pressing business, and
I do have plans for the snakes, but I really need you to be at full power. We need to have the snakes put together as quickly as possible. And once that is done, I think that we can go through with our plans.
Then maybe my next mission is to build the snakes while we kind of finish what we're solving, and then I'll meet up with you again.
Things are kind of at a stalemate here in the city anyway, with the crazy demon on the loose, I'm sure you've heard, and the giant attacks all throughout the outskirts. The Duchess has been preoccupied.
Demon on the loose. Any news on that?
Apparently some crazy maniac went into the temple of El Mater and stirred up a bunch of stuff. One of them came barging out after him and was looking for him, scaled the wall and just made its way into the wilderness. Everybody's been sleeping with one eye open ever since, afraid the thing's gonna come back.
Yeah, has anyone seen it since?
No one's seen that one since, but then apparently a few of the priests and had a few emergencies come up. They felt that the temple was secure, went back in, and one of them came crawling out. Blood just all over the place and passed out in the middle of the high road. They shut the place down, and apparently some adventurers came into town and cleaned it all out last night. Fancy that.
Crazy.
How about that?
He kind of just he's looking at you all, just back and forth, and your passive insight tells you he may have an idea who those people might have been.
Well,
It's great to finally meet you, Lachlan.
it's an honor. It's been a journey. I've heard your name a long time ago.
Well, I think there's going to be a lot of business opportunity for you coming up in the near future, my friend.
I'm interested.
With your skill sets, friend, we can do anything.
We could.
Let me ask you this. Have you heard from Kella, by any chance?
Kella?
It's been quite a while since I've heard from her, and I think the whole Zolkin thing was a little wrenching on her, but she was never the type to run away from this sort of thing.
Yeah. Kella, yeah.
Seems like the exact type to run away. That's all she's been doing.
If you run into her, tell her, send her back. Tell her the Snail would like to see her again.
Can I insight that?
Sure.
I
wanna see if
also
he's
would, because I
been,
feel like I'm low-key invested in Kella's, good fortune. I don't know.
Okay.
I'm looking to see if he's like on the up and up about it, or do I get that there is like a ill will in that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
From what you guys can tell, he's pretty straightforward. Callista inciting too?
Oh yeah. Anything to do with Kel, of course she is.
Callista, you have a strange feeling about hearing this. There is a slight... You catch this little tick that he has with his left eye as it seems to wiggle just the slightest bit when he's saying this. You think he might be lying about like his intentions.
Pure intentions,
Yes.
not so pure.
Right. The other two insight rolls weren't like Molfin, Diana. You guys pretty much believe him.
Yeah, she's. If anyone's gonna kill her, it's me. Back off, buddy.
Do you say that?
Get in line.
No,
No, that's
okay.
that's her inside
That's
thoughts.
the inside thoughts.
Yeah.
I was about to say.
No, that's her inside thoughts.
Well, we'll certainly do that. I guess we probably have to run in a moment here, but any intel on the giants that you can share with us?
Not much. It seems the hill giants have been the real problem around here.
Mm.
We got all this farmland surrounding us. They've been coming in, wreaking havoc, and stealing all the cattle and food and crops, throwing it in
It's
their
horrible.
giant burlap sacks, throwing it over their shoulder, and disappearing.
That's so
What
terrible.
direction? Are they running north, south?
I think the direction that most of the city watch and guard have given was to the northeast. Deeper into the Desert Valley.
Do you
Bloody
know
name again.
Do you know if these people have enough food with their crops being stolen, or they're not at risk for a famine or anything, are they?
Well, not at this point, but if it keeps going or if it gets any worse, probably. I mean, the Duchess has been trying to prepare the inside of the city walls to be able to sustain having all those families come into the gates. Most of those farmstead families, they just live out there among their farms. There's probably over 300 families that live out there. We're trying to make room to bring everybody in if a full-scale attack happens.
And them farm families be having like 9 kids. Oh my gosh.
That's true.
Molfin's going to ignore the three of them and look over at Callista. Well, it appears we were here for a day.
Mhm.
Do we attempt to deal with the demon, and do we head northeast and see if we can find these giants? Or do we just leave and go back to our other destination?
Well, we don't have the slightest clue where to begin looking for that demon. It could be anywhere by now.
So perhaps spend the day looking northeast before we depart.
Yeah, that could work.
Do we think that if we
Get us out
solve
of the city for a bit.
if we solve the bigger giant problem, I mean maybe
Right, but how long will that take?
Exactly. These people need help now. They need to be able to farm and feed their families without.
We've dealt with flame giants. How can these hill giants be any worse?
Precisely. We fought demons. Like, honestly, these giants are just going to be like, oh,
sure.
Yeah, sure.
That's where the Lachlan broken and crushed. Like,
Lachlan, remember, help will be given when one asks for it. Shakes the little red vial and puts it back in his...
one last question, Mr. Snail.
Oh, absolutely, Lachlan. What do I be?
Have you seen a mysterious woman with sort of blonde hair and a I think it's sort of a leather garb and
Lachlan, why is your face turning red?
no reason.
Hmm.
You're talking about Zira.
Ooh,
Yeah, she's
Zira.
what a name.
she's one of ours. She's more on the front of well, let's just say she gives us a lot of information.
Information. Good to know.
Why, you got the hots for her, Lachlan?
No, hold on.
He kind of gives you an almost too hard elbow, you know.
Oh. That's gonna leave a mark.
Lachlan's always getting bruised by people.
Yeah. Gosh, there's a punching bag.
I'll do a little, oh gosh, I don't have any cantrips for healing, do I? I'll put a band-aid on it, you know. Mom will go to mom and she'll kiss it and make it better.
All right, then, shall we take our leave?
Yes, I have to make a quick stop at the tower to the north anyway. We can do it on the way out.
Excellent. I shall find somewhere to put my mother, I suppose.
Okay. Well,
I'm sure I can cover her room for the day until we return.
Okay, cool. We'll find a home for her.
all right. Yeah, so you
Hello,
guys
I'd like to put my mother in a home.
you guys basically tell her you guys got some business to take care of and that she can rest up and, you know, recoup some of her energy from going through the terrible traumatic things that she's gone through the last couple of days. And you guys are going to make your way to Delfen's Tower. And right now we're going to go ahead.
Before we go, I wanted to
Kill everyone.
Turn into a fire elemental and burn it all down. No, I wanted to just lean over to this rotund snail and just kind of tap the wood of the counter and be like,
He leans
You're
a little
gonna
bit
have to get
closer to you. Yes?
"You're gonna need to get in line for Kella. She's my charge, my prey. Back off." And I walk away.
As you're walking away, you can hear this slow buildup of a he slaps Lachlan again. I like that one. Why haven't you recruited that one?
You don't want her.
Yeah, I think that's a. I'm not that brave.
We need her on our team. And at that moment, we're going to go ahead and take our break for the evening. So we're going to go ahead and take a commercial break. So you guys you guys are amazing. Thank you guys so much for all the subscriptions tonight, all the new follows.
Yeah.
So glad that you guys are hanging out with us. I hope you guys are enjoying this episode as we dive deeper into Daggerford here and get a little bit more information about some of our characters' backstories. And man, it's crazy.
And apparently Chris Hansen is helping us flush out the whole
Oh yeah, he's
dumpster fire mob.
That's right. So we will be back in just a few moments. We're going to take a quick break to refill drinks and things like that, and we'll be back in about 5 to 7. So stay right there, and we'll see you in just a few. right, everyone, welcome back to Storm King's Thunder, episode 82. Once again, my name is Michael, your most humble and merciful dungeon master, and our party has just finished up a conversation with Lachlan's new boss, the Snail, here in Daggerford, and they're making their plans for what they're going to do today. So it's up to you guys. The adventure is yours.
This boss isn't a beholder.
We're doing better.
I couldn't
already.
wait until I was done typing in Twitch. Molfin has to go meet a wizard in a tower about a shroud.
Okay, is Molfin going alone? Is the whole group going?
Well, Molfin's let the group know if anyone to. Well, Diane said she didn't want to go, so.
Go. Oh yeah, to that thing. I thought I was gonna spend the day with my mom, but then it ended up being that my mom can't go with us where we're going.
Yes, I figure after we see this, we can go and perhaps see about some giants.
Yeah.
Okay.
Giant.
Yeah, maybe your guy there has some info on these giants too. Might be worth it.
We cannot hurt to ask.
I'll come along.
Callista?
Yeah, I was actually thinking of doing some training with the griffins while you guys are...
Oh, can I do that too?
Mm.
Sure, I mean, it is your griffin.
Yay.
Okay, so you guys are going to just
Splitting the party.
find a place to work with the griffins a little while.
Yeah.
Actually, the drill field over there, probably be a pretty.
Can we come up from the south entrance, not the north?
Sure, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't want to. Yep. We'll go at the south of the drill field. Yeah.
Or if you wanted to, the gates of this town are currently open. So I mean, you could walk out, move your way out into more like the fielded areas around, and do it.
I don't want to go too far from my party,
Okay.
so yeah, going the south of the drill field would work.
Okay, perfect.
Well, we are heading to the northern wall.
Yeah.
Perhaps if you were to go just outside the wall to the north.
Oh, yeah. Like out here?
Yeah, you guys can.
Is
you
that
guys can go there.
feasible?
That's well, it might not be a good idea to take a griffin there. That's a pasture that has lots of horses grazing in it.
That's teaching them restraint.
That's it. Yeah, it seems like they keep a lot of their like horses and things that they use for their militia and such. Basically, stay inside the city wall here. And in those common areas, there's a lot of horses and things grazing out there in the commons. And those things marked with the number 5, they're all like large cisterns that they have drinking water within them.
Oh, okay.
So this city is actually equipped that if they had a siege and they had to close the gates, they would have enough drinking water in here. They would have cattle, horses, anything that they would need inside here.
All right, so we'll go to the drill field and just stay south.
Okay. So Molfin, is Lachlan going with you?
Sounds that way.
Okay.
Yep.
So you guys are headed to tower marked 8 on the map.
And Molfin will fill Lachlan in on the way a little bit of how they're talking. He seemed interested in the shroud, and he gave me a funny look afterwards. So Molfin thinks that something funny may be going on here. So it may be a quick departure.
Yeah. We're good at that.
As you approach, you do notice that this guard tower, the first floor seems to be of similar construction to the other guard towers that were around, but you notice that the second and third story of this place is more ornately designed and constructed, and it seems as if the top floor has a large dome type structure and it splits into 2 other domes at the very top. You can kind of see it a little bit if you look down at that map view of how the top of the tower looks. Looks a little bit different than the other guard towers, which are just simple with some battlements and just simple guard stations on top. This one seems to be a fully enclosed top floor of this facility. As you approach the door, and it's currently closed.
So as we get a little closer, Molfin's going to take a few minutes on the walk and cast Detect Magic on himself as a ritual.
Oh.
So as we're walking into this, Molfin will see if there's anything magical popping out at him.
Your hand and your shroud are going crazy bonkers.
My bow.
Lachlan's bow.
Damn my eyes!
Your any kind of detection of magic upon you will definitely, I still believe you still have your staff with you.
Yep, always.
So that's you've got. Yeah, you're like a glowing beacon of magic right now.
How does Callista deal with this? Luckily, I can't see too well.
You okay there?
Oh, I was trying to do that thing that Callista does where she can see magical essences. Oh,
How's that going for you?
I'm glowing like a Wintercrest decoration.
That also goes out 30 feet from you, and you are noticing there's a lot of magic coming from the tower, including the door. You recognize the school. You'd probably determine that it's probably some kind of magical lock or an alarm of some type.
Oh, I'll just take the staff and just rap on it.
Okay. So you make your way now. Just a moment. You hear some feet. Sounds like they're coming down some wooden stairs. And then all of a sudden this little window appears to open in the door. And you see the familiar old elderly eyes looking back out. Oh, seems there's no one here.
Staff in front of them.
You down there. I'm sorry. And you hear it close. You hear a couple locks unlatch, and the door opens inward towards, and you can see he's standing there. Rather old, gray hair that just falls onto his shoulders. Like I said, this is your cliche-looking wizard. Pretty hefty gray beard. Not as extravagant as Gandalf the Grey, but very similar in appearance. Wearing a cloak. He doesn't have his hat on right now. Not even holding his staff. And he welcomes you all in. Welcome, come on in, please. Welcome to my home.
Oh, thank you. I told you I would stop by briefly, and before we jump into the fun part of today, a quick query for you, if I may.
Absolutely.
We've been hearing of giants coming in from the northeast. Do you have any more direction than just northeast that you might be able to provide, given that your tower's on the northern wall?
I can do one better. I can show you. If you would come this way.
Oh.
He gestures upstairs.
After you.
All right. He makes his way upstairs. Lachlan, you just kind of following in tow?
Tagging along, yep.
Okay. You walk upstairs, and you can see he goes to the second floor. The second floor looks as if it has several... This tower is round, so it's kind of like these rooms are circular, and as you go up these steps, spinning around the edge of the tower to the second floor, you can see there's several rounded bookshelves on the walls. There are maps, different trophies and different things hanging on the walls. This guy looks like he's been around, but this place also looks like he has several desks set up, almost like he's a teacher as well. Like it's set up almost like an arcane classroom, so to speak. And excuse the mess. We need to go up one more floor. And he heads over to the other set of stairs that are on the far side.
As we're walking over, Molfin's looking around. Do I see anything else glowing? Specifically books?
Make a perception check.
Any scraps of paper peeking out between books, or?
Yeah, you guys can both make perception checks if you'd like.
Cool.
Okay. Not great.
Molfin, there's remnants of magic all around this place. There are books that are like giving that magical pulse. Nothing incredibly strong.
Okay.
Lachlan, you do see a couple of papers sticking out. You also see one student has carelessly left a scroll tube like sitting on their desk.
Can I like mage hand it and hover it in front of Gramps?
Sure. Are you trying to be sneaky about it?
Of course.
Okay, make a stealth check for me, please. Okay. Yeah. The elderly wizard is just kind of has his back to you guys and is leading to the other stairs. Doesn't even notice Lachlan has this thing like just floating in front of your nose.
Apparently I don't either. My passive perception is only 20.
He deliberately put it in front of your
down
face.
in front of his robe.
Yeah, so you throw this scroll in your cloak.
Yep, just tuck it away.
All right, gotcha. He leads you guys up to the top floor. This looks more like his study and personal chambers. It's all one room. Like there's no walls that divide these floors. You can see he's got a simple bed set up in one side. He's got a desk, and he moves you guys over to a platform that is draped over the top, has like this red velvet kind of drapery that hangs over it. And he goes over to it, he grabs his hat, and he places his hat on his head. He reaches over next to a bench and picks up his staff, walks over, and slowly picks off this velvet platform, revealing a ornate platform that has a round crystal ball on top of it.
Whoa.
And your magic sense is going nuts on this device, Molfin. I obtained one of these in one of my vast adventures. It seems that I'm able to cast my eyes upon others. It's sometimes a little dangerous and a little bit scary what you might see, but
You can't look back in time, right?
No.
Not 5 minutes? Okay, cool.
No. Why do you ask?
Oh, no reason.
Lachlan, what possible trouble could Diana and Callista be getting into?
Could we see what they're up to?
That is not what I... Oh,
Delfen looks at you and he's like, we could, but that would be dishonest, I believe.
And
At the same time, Callista's scrying on you guys.
yeah, we
like,
scry on her eye.
You scry on each other and you just meet each other. Hey! Perhaps we could all take a look. It's pretty easy. We recite some magical incantations. We place our hands on the crystal. We'll be able to see through some eyes.
Of course. Please lead on.
A long time ago, I confronted a hill giant of some stature. She was powerful then, but even more powerful now. I've been seeing what she is up to, and I've been afraid to let the Duchess know. It's far too much of what this town can handle. The militia would never stand a chance.
Luckily, they have help now.
So he puts his hand on the crystal and gestures to both you and Lachlan to put your hands. You kind of reach up a little bit. Oh, yeah.
Using that hand.
He places his hand. You hear him recite some incantations, and all of a sudden your vision starts to get very cloudy. And it's kind of like when Harry Potter looks down into the water. You start to get these cloudy images that start to become clear. And you are looking up. And then all of a sudden it looks down, and there is this whatever you are, you look like you're extremely heavyweight and bulbous. There is food like sitting on your chest of all different arrangements.
Oh my god, I'm the snail.
That's rude, Gramps.
There are flies and large insects just flying all around your head. And you hear bellowing out, "And bring me another. I demand more. Bring me more. Slaughter the pigs below. Bring them up. I hunger. I need to grow." As you watch as it almost feels like you're rubbing your own belly, and this wave of just fat is just moving in and out as the two hands just start to rub. And you can see these other male hill giants look very dirty are approaching. It looks like a couple of them are just taking these big heaping bags and just dumping them out, and live chickens are fluttering to the ground ahead of her. This massive cow just lands on its side into a pile of what looks like refuse and golden coins. And you watch as you reach your visual image as you're reaching down and you're grabbing a handful of chickens and just go, "Yes, more. More. I need more. More sustenance. I will now. Oh, the divine agents of the giants will give me the power because I'm the biggest of them all." Picks up a live cow and
Well, Molfin is looking at his pockets and starting to eat good berries.
Molfin and Lachlan, make perception checks during this.
Oh my gosh. 23.
Very nice. Wow. You
Oh yeah.
both notice this. There is, as you're looking around the room, like taking a look at the peripherals from this view that you have, there are what look to be several ogres that are surrounding this woman, like continuing to shovel refuse away from wherever she's sitting. It almost seems like she is so incredibly fat that she cannot even move. Like she is just so big she can't get up. So they're like shoveling things away from her and making sure that the food is brought right to her feet so she can easily reach it and take care of it. You're looking up and there's about 30 feet up, there's this wooden platform that's built around the room. And there are several what look to be goblins moving about on top. One of them is wearing makeup.
Huh.
And then all of a sudden, you guys are cast out of the spell and brought back standing before.
Makeup?
Gum.
Do you know where that is?
I do. It's a Grudhog.
How far from here?
Let me, he kind of walks over and he gets a map and unfurls it. And then I'm going to take you guys over to the map because I can't remember. Map of the North, right here we are. Sorry that my music stopped, everybody. You guys are currently in Daggerford, which is way down here. Shift ping you. There you are. Grudhog is to the north of you. Let me reveal this area in roll 20.
Ooh.
Basically, I'm going to shift ping it so you guys can see it.
Whoa,
It's to the north.
more than a day.
Yeah, it's more than a day. But it's in probably the smack dab in the middle of the Zhentarim Valley. About 100, what's that, about 170 miles or so to the north?
Approximately.
I could get us there in less than a day. That means we wouldn't be going. Ugh.
What was that?
Well, you saw the goblin. Yes.
Yeah.
I think that was her.
Wow. Small world.
Do we tell them?
I don't think we're allowed to keep secrets from them anymore, you know? Used up that
Yes.
quota.
Fair enough. This could complicate things as Callista will seek to return to her father and, well, Diana will seek to save her daughter.
That is not my daughter.
Your mother? I can't remember what she called it.
Gum Gum?
Yes, the night.
It was your niece.
Your niece.
Oh, yeah. My niece!
Is it along the way at all? Is it like... I wonder if there's a
No,
way we
'cause
can justify
We
it.
would be traveling via Callista's spell to move via the plants. We would have to literally hike that distance. I mean, we could move freely once we were there and dealt with that, but either way, we must go and advise them at once. But I owe my friend here a demonstration of what the Shroud is capable of before I depart today.
Should I stand back?
Oh, yes. Oh, and I promised tea. I apologize. And he goes over and... Sorry.
Do not worry about the tea. There is more at stake now that we have seen this. Things.
And as he was walking over and you stop him, he kind of stops. Oh, well, you don't need to show me what the Shroud can do. I know of what you've found. And I hope you know there is great evil in what you have obtained.
So people keep warning me. Seems to be working out so well. It's dealt with the demons within the Temple of Ilmata.
I hope you know that they already know, and they'll be coming for you soon.
Who already knows?
The Lord's Alliance. I've informed them last night. You don't have much time.
Snitches!
I'm sorry. He kind of just walks away and starts getting a few cups of tea ready. It seems like he did this because he felt he needed to. Uh-oh. Molfin is rolling for something.
Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Molfin's gonna exact revenge!
Molfin looks very pointedly over at Lachlan. I feel we have outstayed our welcome. It is time we depart.
I stand up.
Okay.
Not saying a word, Molfin is just walking out back down the stairs, back down to the entranceway.
Perfect.
Same.
Yeah, you guys... He doesn't make any attempt to stop you. He's just pouring cups of tea and just keeping his... He's just facing away from you. And you guys just make your way down the steps.
As Molfin starts going down the stairs, Molfin will call back up. I ask only one thing you remember. What happens next is on you.
And you just hear kind of like a sigh of... Like a short sigh of realization, possibly. Well, Sometimes it takes great risk to stop a great evil from corrupting even the best of minds.
Lachlan, let us go find them so we can decide what we are doing, and then be gone of this place.
All right. You guys make your way back out into the streets of Daggerford and find your companions. You hear Ashlyn cheering on Diana and Callista as they are training their griffins to do different things, different tricks. Similar to some things that you've seen them training their griffins to do on your travels. And you guys make
Trying
your
to
way.
get them to fly with like the dancing lights, trying to like encourage them to chase it to get enough momentum to get the lift.
Oh yeah. Seems like they're doing much better with it. Their wings have really developed, and they're able to pick themselves up and start flying around a bit. And they seem to be pretty good at following your both of your commands as well. It seems the investment into that professional training while you were in Waterdeep was definitely helpful as well.
Hell yeah.
So definitely.
If I recall, though, he was a little bit rebellious.
Yeah. Yep.
We didn't spend much time with him.
Yep. That's right.
Yeah, I've probably spent more time training him than you have.
I'm a negative mother. I get it from my mom.
That's fine.
Molfin will call it. We have a rather immediate pressing concern.
What's wrong? What happened?
Well,
What'd you do?
nothing. To start
What'd
out,
Lachlan
we
do?
found-
Excuse me.
Nothing, actually. It is what the Delfen has done.
What'd he do?
The Lord's Alliance is on its way to raid Daggerford.
What?
They see.
Why? Why?
Well, let me give you one guess.
Yeah, but how did they... Oh, he ratted you out.
So, on top of that, we have found where the hill giants are coming from. According to his map, it is approximately 150 to 170 miles north of here. They seem to have in their service a group of goblins, of which one wears makeup.
Gum gum.
Gum.
Yes. We have a choice
Is
to
she
make.
okay?
One way, she is serving the giants and is part of the army
Serving.
that is attacking this place. Do not know if it is willing or not, but through the scrying eye that he possesses, we were able to see her working
And you're
around this massive.
100%.
How many goblins do you know that wear makeup?
Just the one.
Gum gum.
Molfin and Lachlan, one thing you would have noticed seeing with those high perception checks through that scrying, there were around the goblins' ankles what looked like the remnants of shackles, but there wasn't any like chain like connecting them together. It's almost like the chain was broken, but they still have like the bands around their ankles.
Mm-hmm.
They were forced into it.
Or they were enslaved and some giant saved them and now they are working for them out of gratitude.
Interesting.
But whatever it is, we need to make a choice. I do not feel Daggerford will be safe for the day.
And one thing to think about. What was that, Diana?
I said goblins do have a very strange sense of morality. Gum Gum was so nice. Then I found out she ate people.
Yeah, that was dark.
I didn't know that they do that. I wouldn't have befriended her. I didn't know that.
It's okay.
We must decide where we go.
I could get
I
us
made
either.
her
My
queen.
actions bring war on the city.
I mean, here's something. If the Lord's Alliance is coming, and if goblins and giants are coming, I mean, let them deal with each other.
But the catch is we do not know if the giants are going to be coming this way by the time the Lord's Alliance come. At which point it will become the Lord's Alliance in the city versus the five of us and Diana's mother. As It is not as if we have kept our association with a private.
True. Oh no, true. Oh no.
We may need
Bring
to
her with us.
relocate her. We may need to relocate her to the keep or to the farmhouse or whatever it is.
I believe she wants to go there anyways. When I mentioned it to her, she got very excited.
So that solves that. But the question is, are we going out and leaving the city now? Or are we heading north to deal with these giants and then meeting up with Spider Father?
I think we need to deal with the giants. I mean, if Gum-Gum's part of them, and they're stealing the farm people's food and everything.
What if Delfen tells the Lord's Alliance that we're going to the Giants?
And let them come. We can still be gone by then.
I think that if Delfen does, he's an idiot. We're probably some of the only people capable of dealing with giants right now, and he wants to, snitch on us and get us eliminated so that, they can all die?
He wants to see me dead. He said nothing about the rest of you.
We wouldn't let that happen. So yes, the rest of us would have to die too.
Or win.
Not necessarily. Anna had sway in the Lord's Alliance. He was tasked to keep an eye on you, Molfin.
Apparently now with his passing, they feel that keeping an eye may not be enough.
I was also tasked to keep an eye. I gotta say, most people who keep an eye on him mostly just decide that whoever's keeping an eye is doing a good job and they just go after him.
We got threatened by the Temple of Ilmater in Waterdeep. Now apparently the Lord's Alliance is on its way.
People kind of have it out for you, Molfin, just a little bit.
That is
and you keep on
their loss and my gain.
And you keep on turning all of their spies against them.
May your first child be a masculine child.
So, I am planning to leave through the northern gate in the next 10 minutes.
Go.
So are we going to the
it's
Giants?
obvious. I am heading out of the city, so if they are riding,
I want to go
I
to
want
the
it to
giant.
be
We don't.
I want there to be a nice, beautiful sign that tells them I have departed.
I want to go fight giants.
Wait, Molfin, you want a sign that you've departed?
Yes, that I am no longer in Daggerford.
Why?
Going to point them in the wrong direction.
Well, what if there was no direction at all?
Wouldn't it be more fun to send them on a wild dragon chase?
Molfin enjoys tricking people.
It's all about manipulation, my dear, not trickery.
Well, I can either transport via plants or I can windwalk us.
Wow.
I think perhaps, well, if Diana is interested in taking care of these giants to the north,
Yes.
that I do not believe that if you can transmute via plant, don't you need to know where we are going?
But I can windwalk us there instead.
That may be the way to do it.
Wow.
Oh.
Have we windwalked before? Is this safe?
Yeah.
If Callista says she can do it, why would we doubt her?
Okay.
None of you doubt my arcane abilities. I'm not going to start doubting hers.
I should hope not.
But, her tree power.
Yeah, that's what it's called. All right, well, if that's where we're going,
Okay.
I'll just take a quick look at the map and...
What's the description of Windwalk? Like what is it?
Let me post it for you.
What you
It's
do?
pretty cool.
Nice.
10.
Sorry, not.
You know, up to
For the love of
10 willing creatures. Assume a gaseous form for the duration, appearing as wisps of cloud. The cloud
Ooh.
form a creature has a flying speed of 300 feet and has resistance to damage from non-magical weapons. Wow. So basically all you can do is dash. So you just move 300 feet every 6
Actually,
seconds.
600 feet every 6 seconds.
900 for me.
Wow.
Let us not go showing off here.
I'm not going to do the math, but you could wind walk very quickly to there.
And it lasts for 8 hours, so
10 times faster than normal, right?
It's
20 times faster than
300
normal.
feet every 6 seconds. Well, no, wait. And then you dash. So it'd be 600
yeah,
feet.
so 600.
So 600 feet every 6 seconds. How many feet are in a mile?
Hold on. So we did 170 miles, right?
It's 170
It's just-
miles. Just gonna go see exactly
It's just
how
20
quick this happens. How,
Yeah,
20
so I'm
times
just doing-
20 times faster than normal speed, right?
Okay. Well, so that's how many feet there are in 170 miles.
okay. Matthews are
Okay, then we
math
divide that
guy.
by 600.
Dimensional analysis here.
Okay.
So it would take us 1,473 rounds.
And around is 6
get there.
seconds.
6
And around is
seconds.
6 seconds. So if we divide that by...
Folks, tonight's episode of Storm King's Thunder brought to you by your math class. I hope you were
So,
paying
6
attention,
seconds.
because
So
I
divide
wasn't.
that by 10 will give us...
2.5 hours
minutes.
or something.
Missed an L. So it'll take us 147 minutes.
Wow.
So basically 2 hours.
2 hours.
Just over 2 hours.
You can make basically a several-day journey in 2 hours, as these little wisps of cloud just take off from Daggerford, heading into the
As the
direction.
party goes to leave, Molfin is remaining solid for a moment.
Oh no.
Sorry, guys. That was a 10.
Oh,
What's it? Oh
his
no.
decision.
I rolled below 50%
Roll below
Standing.
50% what?
to see what was going to happen to that SOB.
So you guys all wisp
Molfin-
away, and Molfin
As
is.
Molfin starts to take off, immediately drops and lands just outside the mage's tower. Whipping out one of the... Where did I put it? I don't know how many I had, so I gotta make sure I'm saying this right. Pulling out one out of the 4 vials of blood from yesterday.
Oh boy.
And then something Molfin has not done in a great while. Is summoning a greater devil. And summoning a barbed devil.
A barbed devil.
With these specific instructions. Now I to go in and kill Delfen.
Okay.
And then once that is done, to leave.
Just leave.
Just leave the city, don't touch anyone else, kill this one person, and then get the hell out of there. And go live its merry life in hell.
So a barb devil. You guys did you bring barb devils out before?
I don't know if it was barbed, I can't remember.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure it was.
You guys aren't
That one in
aren't
the
there to
fight,
see,
yeah.
but those of you that are on watching, you might be able to see that little guy right there. That's basically what Molfin summons out in front of near the tower. It kind of looks at you, and let me see. Do you speak Infernal?
No, I don't.
Basically, he communicates with you telepathically in a language that seems to be very positive and reassuring. You can't really understand what he's saying to you. It's very terrible sounding, but he's not even moving his mouth. It's just echoing in your mind. And you see this terrible smile of these jagged, large teeth from inside its mouth. And then it rushes off in the direction of the tower. And you watch it leap and land onto the wall outside the tower and start crawling up the side of the tower. Its enormous, large porcupine-like spine sticking out from everywhere of its back.
And then, just on the wall, as crudely as I can, let me see what else I have in here that I can do this with. Okay, I still have from, I think it was Yartar, a vial of goo.
Vial of goo.
Was this
What?
from the
Was it?
wet boy, rich kid?
Oh.
Yes. Yeah, you got a vial of that mucusy
Oh,
substance that was all
no.
over.
Is it sort
Artis.
of translucent?
Artis.
Is that still? No, not artist.
Oh yeah, rigatoni or
Yeah, something like that.
yeah.
What was his name?
Rich kid who I got in trouble.
I don't have that book out.
Rizzolo?
Rizzolio. Yeah, Arten.
Rizzolio, there you
Arten Rizzolio.
Yeah.
Is that still like viscous? Is that still fluidy in there or no?
It's dried.
Okay.
It looks like
That's
dry.
like
It looks like a dried mucus.
So
Ew.
A dried loogie.
I hate
Booger
wasting
under
it.
a table. Like,
Molfin's just gonna chuck it.
Okay,
Molfin's gonna take another. Hate having to waste it. Another vial of his blood because I don't have anything else to do it with, and on the wall, draw a very rough image of a left hand, and then turning into a cloud and taking off.
Okay. Nice. So that happens. Everybody else has a very cloudy head start. As
They were good, like 1,000 feet ahead of me at this point.
yeah.
So that would take me all like 10, 12 seconds.
I have a passive perception of 23. Did I notice Molfin veer off? I wasn't gonna chase him, but I just wanted to see if I noticed that he veered off for a bit.
Go ahead. Go ahead and make a stealth check, Molfin. This will be contested against her passive perception of 23.
Is it even
Yeah.
worth it? I can't even hit that if I roll.
Nat, you can nat 20, right? Or like
That,
No.
that would only give me a 22.
If you nat 20, you're gonna get a 22. Yeah, you'd have the feeling, the sensation that Molfin didn't come right away.
Okay.
And
But Callista's not one to follow him because she kind of, no.
now, are you?
She's kind of in his boat.
I don't think anybody's passive is lower than an 11. So
As you guys are in these windwalk forms, is your perception and your like intelligence and all that stuff just the same?
I
Like-
believe it's the same.
Okay. And you can hold this for 8
Like you
hours?
keep your hit points, yeah, because they can attack you and they can reduce your hit points.
Sure.
Oh.
But
in
you
this
guys,
form.
You guys kind of Molfin eventually catches up to you guys, and you form closely, and you almost look like just a cloud, but moving very quickly. It's like imagine like a cloud, like rocket ship style.
We're the
through the
Nimbus
sky.
cloud.
Yeah, like a nimbus cloud. And you make your way in the direction of Grudhog. I believe that's where you guys were headed.
Mm-hmm.
Grudhog.
Hey,
yeah.
you make your way there, and since you are in cloud form, you begin to see what looks like a massive dam. There is water that is built up on the northern side of this dam that looks like just a bunch of wooden trees and beams have been just propped up, and there are several smaller, like, little streams that are coming out from the south side of this dam. On top of the dam, there appears to be a massive structure built crudely on top out of wooden beams. Looks like mud has been dried and like stuck up the sides. A very enormous wooden and thatched roof that sits on top. It looks very simple in its structure. You do notice at the top there is what looks to be a crudely built tower. And it looks like, from what you guys can see as you start to approach, there are some silhouettes inside the top areas. There's an open chamber underneath a thatched roof at the top of this tower. Looks to be some type of lookout. You also see that there are some crude fences built along the bottom, and it looks like there's some camps set up within the bottom of this structure. And I'm going to go ahead and move you guys to a map that I hope won't give away too much of everything, because I haven't prepared this, because I didn't know you guys would be going here. Right now, you are not in the right place.
Yes.
Gonna make a quick stop at the Icewind Dale. Because this map, and we're gonna go to.
Isn't this what cloth is?
Dun, dun, dun.
You guys may not be able to see anything right now because I might have to put tokens up for you guys to see.
Yeah, I'm black screen.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and throw some tokens on here just so you guys can get an idea of what you guys see. Now, what you guys are seeing is going to be like the lower level of the place. It's almost as if the top part of the dam, like where there's this dam has been built, has made it a 2-story complex of some sort. So I'm going to bring you guys to the lower end so you guys can see. So Lachlan, I'm going to put you right here. So you're going to be down on the south side. Oh, that's Molfin the second. He's no longer with us. Well, he's with us. He's just not with us.
He's with us in spirit.
I'll put Ashlyn out here. You guys are. This is a very big map, so you guys are going to be.
Yeah.
You guys are going to be very small on here.
If you start digging into the wall, be careful if there's a door.
Diana, you're down there at the bottom now, and Callista, I've got you down at the bottom. Are you guys able to see now?
Yep.
Okay. Put some music back on. I don't know why it stopped. So basically what you guys are seeing is to the right, is a large wooden palisade with these carved tops, just like at Nightstone. If you guys remember how it had that wooden wall with the points carved on the points. There seem to be several fences inside, and there are sheep inside each one of those fences. There's a large trough filled with water. Just beyond that, I'm going to try to shift ping around so you guys can see. There is a camp here. Several TP style looking tents are set up. There's a fire in the center, and there seems to be several orcs sitting around the fire. Looks like they're cooking and preparing a meal.
I just see darkness there.
Did you see darkness up there?
Yeah, because of the fencing.
Right.
The fence.
No worries.
I think I can imagine.
If you guys can imagine that, because you guys are kind of flying around as a cloud right now.
Yeah.
I would probably think that you guys would slow down to try to blend in as a cloud. Making your way subtly around here.
Okay.
There are large stones all around this place. It looks like past the camp there is a large wooden, horribly made door past the camp. There also looks to be some type of cave that leads into the bottom area. To your left, you guys are seeing just a massive pile of what looks to be refuse, mud, just trash, wooden logs. Looks like whatever built this dam just threw a bunch of crap here and just started to dam up this river. And it looks like there's just little streams kind of able to make its way through some of this crud. And that's pretty much what you see at the bottom. I'm going to take you guys over to the top because since you guys are clouds, you guys are just, I would say you're just making your way around. And you know what? I'm going to copy your tokens and paste them onto the other maps. That way it might be easier for me to do this. Whoops. I need to bring you over to there. So you guys can see. So this looks like what you see in the upper area. I'm gonna put your tokens down at the bottom again.
Ooh.
Okay.
Okay, which you see the same, but you can see that there's a very large walled structure. It does have some small what look to be small window slits, but you guys feel like all of you could slip through them. On the side. The tower is built up on a ledge up here on the top left. Here, I'm going to copy and paste your tokens again up here. The top left.
Yeah.
There's a tower up here. It's built on this ledge. And you can see that there are indeed individuals walking around inside that tower. And it looks like there is something inside, perhaps maybe a gong that hangs inside the tower.
Molfin and Cloudform is going to try to point at the top of the tower.
Can you communicate in cloud form? Like,
Nope,
nope. Okay.
not really. I don't think so.
Can we cast spells?
I think the only
The only
action
thing
you can
do
take is to
dash.
Oh
turn
yeah, it's
into a
dash.
person.
Yeah.
Spell is an action. Yep.
And it takes like a minute to turn back into
Yeah.
your true form, which isn't bad if you're outside of combat, but if you're in combat, it's like, bleh.
Yeah.
So you guys, were you able to see enough of what you would flying around
Yeah,
to get the idea?
Yeah.
I
Okay.
think so. Molfin's going to sort of break from the pack a little and like pantomime flying down towards the top of the tower,
Okay.
and then
Okay.
stop and like pointedly turn back up and look to see if anyone's following, and then zoom a little more down and then turn back up and look.
Okay.
Try and be like,
Yeah, I'd
well,
follow.
Yeah, I'm following.
Okay, so you guys make your way. You're hovering. There's a flat platform on top of the roof. It looks very crudely made out of wood and thatch. It's just placed down there on the roof. You think it'll hold you, but it's up
Be
to
careful.
you. Yeah.
But it's a flat area and there's nobody on it.
There's nobody on it. No, they're underneath
Okay.
this roof. But you might need to be careful because walking around on the top of it.
I'm small.
So Molfin's going to light over in the... you know what? Let's see here. The dice decide where I go. Alrighty then. Lower right-hand corner.
Oh, so you decide to go not on the roof to the lower right-hand
No,
corner?
right on the roof.
Oh, in the lower
But land on the roof, but right over on... Like trying to land where Molfin is looking at going, okay, where's the most support? And figuring landing over by a corner, there's going to be two walls meeting up. Maybe it'll be a little sturdier.
Okay.
And land down there and slowly start to become corporeal.
Okay. Yeah, so you guys take that time. Is the rest of you doing the same? Diana and Callista? What did you guys do with Diana's mother, by the way? Was she just staying at the River Tavern?
Molfin paid for a room for one more day.
One day.
I guess Diana will have
Maybe
to
the
send-
snail will
sending
take care of her.
Yeah, so you guys...
Mrs. the Snail.
You guys all landing on the roof then and transforming?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. As you transform, you guys can hear voices underneath you through the thatch. Seems like just some basic conversation. You hear some. Has E-Rock got back yet? Hadn't seen him. He should be coming up from the south. Apparently he had another plunder to make.
Wait, what did they say?
Theft.
Apparently,
They're bringing things back.
What was the name they said?
E-Rock.
E-Rock.
And they're just having some conversation up here. You don't hear anything other than that that's really pertinent. They're just talking about random things and how terribly disgusting the facilities are on the inside.
As they're talking, Molfin is going to sit down and look around to make sure that everyone is within range of him and sort of beckon those who are a little further away a little bit closer.
Okay.
And take a few minutes as a ritual as we're listening to cast telepathic bond.
Okay.
We can all
Nice.
speak without...
Chat room.
Make a sleight of hand check, or a stealth check, your choice. Because
I will cast Pass Without a Trace while he's doing this, holding my staff.
Okay, what Pass Without a Trace, does that have a verbal component?
It's from the staff. Let's find out.
I still think you keep the components, even if you're casting from the staff, just to see if they hear the casting process.
We have inspiration from last time, right?
Yes, you do. And
I'm
Callista
gonna
has a
burn
nat
it on
20,
that stealth check.
I believe.
Oh,
Right? Didn't Callista have the nat 20?
oh,
Yeah, Callista's got the nat 20.
okay.
So yeah, I'm gonna burn my inspiration on this stealth check, as you know.
Is it a stealth or a sleight of hand? Because if it's sleight of hand, I can't help you. If it's stealth,
It's stealth.
Yeah,
Like I said, I could do
you
either
could do
one, and
either
I'm
one.
going. Well, they're the same for me, but I figured I'd do stealth because I'm not concerned with them seeing my hand movements because I'm on the roof. It's
right.
trying to be quiet.
Yeah, mine's also verbal.
Yeah, so
Like it has a material, but like if it's from a staff, so I don't need the material, so it's just verbal,
yeah,
right?
so basically what you would need to do is if you do pass without a trace, you're gonna have to make the stealth check first, be without the +10 bonus, to grant
Okay.
him the ability to do so. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Yeah, I mean I can do it unless you already rolled.
I already rolled.
Did you already
Oh
roll?
well.
It's
Why'd
18.
you? I was trying to ask a question. Why'd you roll? I was trying to confirm something.
I was paying attention.
And 18 is good enough. Yeah, you're able to cast off your spell, creating that telepathic bond between all of you. Doesn't seem to spark any. You don't hear anything from below that would indicate that anyone has discovered that you were there.
At least now we can talk freely. Well, at least.
So what's the plan here?
What is this?
Well, this is where they're held up. The reason I figured to land here was underneath us there are 4 of them with a massive gong. The minute something happens, the alarms get rung. I think we need to deal with these 4.
Yeah, how do we do that?
We have to come up with something to do immediately. I mean, we can surprise them all. They don't know we're here yet.
As you guys are having this conversation, all of a sudden you hear a billowing voice scream out from somewhere. It rumbles the entire roof of this tower. Lunchtime! Me want food! Bring me more!
Get in my belly.
And then you hear one of the voices from below say, "Oh, she's at it again. She just doesn't stop. Well, E-Rock better get back quickly. You know what happened to Kirag, don't you? Oh, unfortunate." And then it's really all you hear after that is just that rumbling, billowing voice that just came out of somewhere within this complex.
Okay.
But the question is, what can we do to take out 4 of them quickly?
What
and
exactly
quietly?
is the plan here outside of these 4? Like what is our plan here? What is our goal? Like
To
what are
deal
we
with these
doing?
giants.
So we're just okay. All
I'm
right.
not overly concerned one way or another with the goblins. They're either with us or against us, either way. We figure that out as we go. But if we deal with these giants, we can collect whatever they have here, and perhaps that they'll have one of those magical devices that Lachlan was so keen about getting from the other place.
The conch.
And then we can just go back to Spider Dad and plan our next move.
Spider Dad.
Everyone's been calling him that, and Callista just rolls her eyes every time.
I want to see some.
I'm lucky I remember his name
I
and
want to
his
see
blood.
some fan art of Spider Dad.
Oh, no.
See what he looks like.
Where's the gong in relation to these 4?
It's basically hanging in the center of this square tower. It's hanging from these crude hempen ropes.
Okay.
It's hanging.
I have a means of blocking them off from it, but it's a really high level spell.
Could we like get it into the bag of holding or something? The gong?
I don't know if that will fit.
Is it?
In
Oh,
the opening.
Yeah.
Well, how heavy do we think it is?
Mm-hmm.
Heavy, but not incredibly heavy. If you're asking if you can if you think you can levitate it, yes, Molfin, you could levitate this.
Well, as long as it's smaller than an ogre, perhaps. It is a simple matter of just up and away.
I can also wall of thorns so they can't even reach through to hit it.
Could we like just kind of each swing in through a window and take one out? Might be simpler.
As I believe I've heard is said in the land of Chult, we can certainly try. I mean, I'm certain you and Ashlyn could lay one out with one, perhaps 2 strikes. But for the rest of us, I would have to rely on arcane means.
Could be a fun risk.
No. Molfin's gonna reach out his own hand. I'm in, Lachlan. Let's do this.
Diana, Callista, Ashlyn?
Okay, I conjure some pixies to give you guys backup if you can't kill them in one hit.
Okay, so you're conjuring your 8 pixies?
Mm-hmm. I'll do this first.
Oh.
And if this doesn't work, then I'll use the wall.
Could your pixies turn those things into like mice?
Well, that's what I was thinking. If you guys launch your attack first and they're still standing, then I will tell them to turn them.
Okay, go ahead and make a stealth check to cast your conjuring spell.
Sure. Oh, fuck.
Yes.
Wait, do you hear that? It sounds like... Wait. Somebody's on the roof. What?
Dun, 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 dun,
Quick!
dun, dun, dun.
Quick! We must sound the alarm. What would you guys like to do?
Molfin is literally just trying to jump into the middle, and just try to push his weight into the middle and fall through, and cast a spell at the first one he sees.
Okay, make an acrobatics check for me to see.
Did my spell go off?
Your spell went off. Yes, you have your
Okay.
spell, but you've definitely
I'm
alerted
spider
them of your
climbing
presence.
through a window, like the
Sorry,
friggin'
guys.
in the garage. I'm like,
You're crawling down the side of the roof where it kind of the roof is flat on top and then angles down a little bit at the sides, and then it's open underneath on all 4 sides, so you can pretty much spider climb and then get in underneath.
yeah, that's my goal. Just go in like a
Okay,
SWAT team.
let's go ahead and do this. Let's go to our turn order. Go ahead and click on your token
Yes.
and roll initiative for me. As we are going to get underway with this
17.
Yeah, 22.
nice.
Whoa.
Nice.
Twice, but
Not so good.
Let me see if I can pull up this character sheet. Here we go. Bada bing, bada boom.
Oh, I forgot I had the nat 20. I'm so dumb.
Let's go ahead and maybe check these statistics because I didn't go through this one yet because I don't want to always whisper rolls. Never whisper rolls. I like to share what I roll with you guys. It makes it more interesting to me. Let's roll some initiative for these guys. Ooh, they rolled really well.
Oh. Well, maybe it wasn't my best.
All right, everybody roll.
Yeah, today's not my day.
Did somebody roll for Ashlyn?
Oh, no, I don't have a character sheet.
Who has, Diana, I think Diana has access to it. Go ahead and if you click on her token and roll initiative for Ashlyn. Because she would easily be able to run into this room because she can walk on walls. Just like Lachlan can.
Yep.
You little cranker right at the end. That was supposed.
All right, is Ashlyn on? Oh, a 17. Oh, she's not on my tracker though. Let's add her.
Even the best laid plan.
Let's go ahead and add Ashlyn to the tracker. And I think she got the 17. So we'll put that right there. And we'll put ourselves in order. And let's change our music to something a little more tense. And Molfin, you're up first. You have made a...
When it matters.
Yeah,
okay.
So you want to go down through the thatching.
Literally, I'm just popping and dropping through the thatching, and I rolled an 18 when you told me to roll an acrobatics check.
Excellent. That is enough to get... You basically have to use your entire movement, basically, to get through this, because it's pretty thick thatching as you make your way. And you're poking down.
Yeah, I'm just looking, even as I'm falling down.
And you can see there are 4... I don't know if you guys have ever encountered hobgoblins before. These...
I don't think so.
They look goblinoid in nature, but have a very red... They have a red tone to their flesh. They look heavily armored. They look like they know what they're doing. They don't look like your typical goblinoids as you've faced before. But it seems like they're standing at the edges, looking out at all directions, and there's this massive bronze gong that hangs in the middle with looks like a mallet that is just dangling on a hook next to it. Easily.
How big is the gong?
Probably about as tall as you.
Oh no.
Alrighty then.
Oh no.
Change of plan now that I'm down there.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no.
Seeing the gong, seeing its size, Molfin is going to cast Resilient Sphere on the gong, sealing it within the sphere.
Oh wow. So, yeah, you cast the spell. You guys hear Molfin with his incantations, and the gong is completely enclosed in this shimmering force of arcane energy. It's like a hamster ball that consumes the gong. You can see that several of the hobgoblins were looking directly towards the gong, and now they're just stunned as they look and see this sparkling magic surrounding it. Anything else?
And Molfin will look at the two closest as he's down there. Oh, I'm sorry, you weren't planning on ringing that, were you? And that'll end his turn.
The hobgoblins get to go. The two in the back just look at each other dumbfounded. One of them approaches the resilient sphere, and I think it just prevents them from getting in, right? It doesn't do any damage to them or anything?
It doesn't do any damage. It's literally like they're walking into a glass wall.
Hamster ball.
He basically tries to put his hand inside towards the mallet, and it just hits something, like hitting glass. Oh, I can't... We can't get to the alarm. The other one just brandishes his longbow and moves to the corner a little bit, puts an arrow, aims it directly up to Molfin. Oh, quickly, figure it out. I'll take care of this one. And then this hobgoblin backs up to this corner, doing the same thing. Gets an arrow ready, pulls it out. The other one, it's standing kind of close.
And as a reaction, Molfin is already casting shields the other way at him.
This one, the ceiling isn't very high, and he slides a longsword out of the scabbard on his back and runs towards you and is swiping kind of up towards you with this longsword. So these three...
Sorry, I'm still technically on the roof. I figured when I tried to jump down, I would have gone through it.
Okay, yeah, if you want to jump down. I was kind of imagining you, like, dangling upside down in the thatch.
Oh, that works.
That's where just casting this upside down, and you're seeing everything upside down.
I like that even better.
That's where my mind was going with it. But yeah, if you want to go all the way down, you can.
Nope, that's fine. I like the picture of them seeing everyone on the roof is just seeing naked nomads kicking because robes, no pants.
Okay, so this one is going to go ahead and strike you, wielding with 2 hands as it swipes up.
Okay.
So here's a 2-handed attack. That is going to be a 19 to hit.
That will not hit.
That will not hit, with your shield going off, deflecting the strike. The other 2 are making these longbow attacks. One of them comes at you with a 19. That will deflect off your shield as well. And a 17 deflects off your shield as well as they loose these arrows towards you. They look down. Looks like some of them are reaching back to grab another arrow. It's Ashlin's turn. What do you guys think she would be doing?
Um,
Oh, yeah.
Running, punching.
Diana, you want to go ahead and... I think she's basically right beside
Yeah.
Molfin, but on top of the roof still.
okay. Ashlyn can run on walls, right?
She can.
Okay, then.
Monks.
Can she like, kind of,
Naruto run.
Yeah.
can she
Right
like,
into
use
area
her wall feet, I guess, to just run and get into the room through like a window or something?
Yeah, she'll have to move. Let's see, this is 5, 10, 15, 20 to wrap around the bottom. What's her movement speed? I believe it's 40.
I think it's 50.
50? Yeah, so she could either get to this hobgoblin in the corner or this one next to Molfin, who's striking him with the sword.
Okay, it's 55 actually.
Oh, yeah, definitely. She could definitely get to either of these 2.
Okay, cool. We'll just pick one and hit them with the quarterstaff twice. That's
Okay.
what she does, right?
She'll run up to the one with the bow in the corner. Go ahead, yeah, make your...
Yeah.
Yes, I believe that will hit.
Shoot, quarterstaff
And that will
strike.
hit as well. You can roll damage on both of those.
Alrighty. And then I don't know if does she get
Is this her lightning staff that you're using? Or are you clicking on?
Oh crap, I just clicked regular quarterstaff.
Yeah, go ahead and click on the... I think she has a magical staff.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what it's called in her character sheet. But yeah, that definitely hits. Go ahead and roll that again. The 16, unfortunately, will not hit. But that does 15 points of bludgeoning damage. And as she hits this hobgoblin, she drives the staff into the end, and you watch him fall out of the tower.
Wilhelm scream.
Yeah. And you hear just the impact down below.
Lit. I guess that's her turn.
Okay. Lachlan, your go.
All right, I come in right against the one that's next to Molfin, and I just want to like basically stab it in the belly with the obsidian dagger.
Perfect. Go ahead and make your attack roll.
Alrighty. Obsidian dagger, I roll a 24.
Yes, that hits.
And I have an ally within 5 feet.
Sneak
so,
Okay, so Lachlan.
oh, I feel bad.
Lachlan moves his way down into the room, and this guy doesn't even see you coming. He's just focusing on. He lifts up for another strike, and you drive the obsidian dagger right into his gut, and he's and the sword falls down behind him, and he goes to his knees and then falls down and right at both of you at your feet. Molfin dangling upside down, just watching this all take place, and just blood starts pouring out of the wound onto the floor.
End turn.
End turn. Fantastic. That brings us to Diana.
Hello. Diana's still on the roof, right? Where Ashlyn was?
Yes.
Okay, can I kind of use my movement to swing down the rope that Molfin had and, jump into the room?
Molfin didn't use a rope. He just kind of like...
I dove head first into the roof.
He weaved into the thatching of the roof. It took him all of his movement to poke out through the other side. You can make an acrobatics to try that same thing if you'd like to.
Okay, sure. I'll do that.
All right.
Heavily armored half elf.
Yes. It would take all your movement to basically peek out through the bottom part. You'd still be able to see
13.
to cast the spell. Yeah, you're able to weave your way down through it. It's pretty tight with all your I think you wear like magical splint mail or something like that. So it's pretty tough to weave your way down in there. You won't have the benefits of your shield right now because I would think it would still be on your back because it would be really hard to drag yourself down through there. But you can see into the space. You could cast a spell or do some kind of ranged weapon attack.
I was going to cast Guiding Bolt at 2nd level.
Okay, yeah.
But it just made a 24,
24
I think.
hits.
I don't understand.
Yeah,
Okay.
you definitely hit. Which one were you going for? The one on the right or left?
Whichever one has the most health, because I want to eliminate as many as I can.
They're
quickly as I
both
can.
the same, so it's your call.
Okay, the left one.
Okay, divine light pours from Diana's hand as she reaches out towards this thing. You watch as this thing completely gets submerged in this divine light, and you hear the Wilhelm scream again. And when the light subsides, there is no longer a hobgoblin standing there.
Wow. And that's only guiding bolt at 2nd level.
Wow, jeez.
Molfin sort of half turns his head to look at Diana for a second. It's a little drafty up there, isn't it?
I'm not looking at that. Warding flare.
That's it. Nice.
Looking at what? It's my face.
And we got the bottom of the order with Callista, who's got a bunch of
Hell
a bunch
yeah.
of pixies floating around her.
Alright, so I'm gonna need probably wisdom saves from him.
Okay. What's the saving throw that I need to make? Is it
12.
12. Okay, so here comes the first one. That is a 19.
Yeah.
Next one, how many am I making?
Let's do 4
4. Okay.
for now.
That one will fail. And the second.
Okay, so yeah, that'll work.
What
no.
is happening to our hobgoblin friend in the corner?
It's just a little rat.
Just a rat? Okay.
Just a rat.
You guys watch as this little rat forms in the corner where the hobgoblin used to be standing. Molfin?
And one of the other pixies will cast Fly on Diana.
All right. Diana, you feel very, I don't know, like light on your, well, you're not really on your feet, but you feel light on your feet. Molfins go.
Okay. So now there's a rat over there?
Yeah, there's a little rat.
Yep.
Just chilling in the corner,
Molfin eats the rat.
looking around.
It was fascinating. Me without much to do to it. Can I use the rest of my movement to get down onto the level with it?
Yeah, it would take half of your movement to get down there.
Oh, no, I have?
Yeah. You kind of fall
Okay,
down
so
onto
half
the...
will put me... Okay, let's see here. So I think once Molfin's on the ground, I'm gonna try casting a Mage Hand to just pick it up by the tail.
Okay. Oh yeah, easy enough. Let's go ahead and make a contested roll because it's going to try to get out of here. Let's go ahead and have you make your Arcana check versus what's a rat's dexterity? Good lord.
You rat.
I should have this ready. You know, I really should. Knowing you guys, I should have this ready.
Looks like it's just a +0.
Is it
So
a-
that's
Yeah, I
a
think it's
31.
Just straight?
Oh, damn!
Okay, I'm not even gonna roll. I'm not even gonna
There's
roll.
no point!
Yeah, easily this mage hand comes out and just scoops up the rat, and it's dangling about 4 feet in the air by its tail. You can see that it's swimming in place in the air with its arms appendages trying to get
And
away.
that'll end Molfin's turn. Just wait to see who's going to do what with it now.
The hobgoblin attempts to bite the mage hand. It claw at it. It is having a very, very pitiful attempt at trying to get loose. Ashlin's turn. What would she do?
She will
Adopted as a pet.
yeah. The rat. There's still another goblin, right? Hobgoblin.
No, that's it.
It's currently a rat. And it's
all
it's
right.
in Molfin's mage hand, just dangling by its tail. It's trying to claw
I
at the
think
mage
she would-
hand.
I think she would hit it like a pinata with her staff.
Perfect.
Yeah, that sounds
That sounds about
the
right,
thing
yeah.
to do.
So Ashlyn moves
Yeah.
up towards the rat, gets her staff ready like a baseball bat,
Yeah,
And
pretty much.
That hits. 10. So I think a rat has, is it 1 HP or 2? 1? Okay, so basically what happens is it reverts to its form after the initial damage.
Yep.
So this thing is actually, it turns back into a hobgoblin and is standing there in front of you, in front of Ashlyn on one knee. Is she going to take her second strike at it?
Oh, yeah. Let's do that. Put the staff asunder again.
That hits, roll damage. And this one goes
Ooh.
rolling out of the window as well. It doesn't even have time to Wilhelm scream as it goes plummeting down off the tower, and you guys hear that same thud of the impact of the body hitting the ground. And you guys are out of initiative and out of encounter.
High five.
That was a good idea, folks. And ladies and gentlemen, that's where we're gonna end tonight's session.
Hey.
Dun, dun, dun.
So we're at about 11:17, and I don't want to keep you guys too late. So, wow. I didn't know you guys were going to come here.
I didn't know we were coming here either. I don't know.
Well,
This is like, I gotta schedule you guys. Stop it.
So it appears that you guys have...
You guys were supposed to be wandering aimlessly for a little while longer before getting back on book. I had plans, you know.
I know, right?
Yeah, you guys are at Grodhog. This looks like a den of hill giants, and you guys have secured what looks to be the watchtower of the facility by some pretty cool spell casting with the sphere. That was a pretty smart move.
yeah, oh, that was a MVP move.
Because
So it jumped out. It's like, oh wait, I'm sitting here. How do I stop them?
Yeah.
I didn't take black tentacles. Because when I jumped down and just going, oh wait, I can do that.
because they were going right for that gong, buddy. Well,
I could have blown them all off. I would have done that, but that would have been, fireball at 5th level. That would have been a little noisy.
That might have rang the gong.
Yeah, I was contemplating turning into a fire elemental, but that'll just draw everybody in.
Chris Hansen, thanks so much for watching tonight. We do appreciate you hanging out with us. And
Definitely, we love you, Chris.
we love you too.
Love
And
you.
he says, love you, Lachlan, Molfin, Michael, Callista, Diana, and Diana's mom.
Aww.
So, yeah, we do appreciate you hanging out with us. We need to give away a nat 20. I don't think Callista got to use her nat 20.
Oh no.
So we need to vote on a nat 20 for this evening. Anybody in chat would like to chime in with a vote on any RP or battle maneuvers that they feel were worthy of earning the nat 20 for next week, as it looks like they're going to be diving deeper into this den of hill giants next week.
I want to toss Lachlan out for the snail.
No,
Oh, God.
That and the
Although
and the
Molfin's
heartless like
beer.
booty.
I think the title of this episode is going to be Kate Beckinsale.
Molfin's spear, though, that was clutch. That was the only, there were very few things that could have got us out of that, out of waking up this place. And that spear did it.
That wind walk was clutch too.
Yeah, that's true.
That's true.
I forgot about it.
Because
how much could we have saved throughout the game?
I know, right? I'm thinking about it in hindsight. I'm like, that could have saved us so much more time doing that way.
yeah,
How do you druid? I don't even know.
yeah, you guys, that able to kind of mask your
2 hours.
and you were able to move. You were able to cover a lot of ground, and you were able to mask a lot of things that would have been seen. Because this vantage point, this tower, can see, like, as you guys are standing here, you can see for miles.
Oh, yeah.
So it's super high. These guys could see.
Oh, so they would have saw us coming.
If you guys were coming by on foot, they would have known you were. They would have seen you coming.
Jeez.
So that was
Clutch.
knowing what I know, that was brilliant.
Wow.
What we got here? The windwalk would have saved the planet, says Chris Hansen. Yes. I don't know. I think we could let Christy keep it for next week. What do you guys think?
Yeah.
I'm fine. I'm
Seems
fine either
reasonable.
way. I can
Seems
give
reasonable.
it. Okay.
You can let her keep
Well,
it.
I
for
can
next
give
week.
it. Okay.
Lachlan finally got to meet the snail.
Wow. 2 years later.
2 years later. Yeah, and
And remind me, is the snail looking for the weevil?
The
Or the weasel?
Weevil, something like that.
the snail,
Right.
the snail. If you guys remember, the snail, Lachlan might not have shared all the information with you, from what he had gathered.
Yeah,
But-
trying to remember.
The weevil was supposed to be the new leader of the snakes, according to the snail. But now that Lachlan has gladly accepted that new role, don't think the snail cares too much whether the weevil is found anymore.
Gotcha.
Now, the weevil still has a big price on his head if he was turned
Yeah.
into the authorities
Yeah.
in Mirabar, but...
Could pay our mortgage
No,
for a
not
month.
Mirabar, Fireshare. Or Bryn Shander.
Well, you guys heard about him in Bryn Shander, but...
Oh, it was Mirabar that was looking for him.
Mirabar is who
Okay.
wants him to stand trial, basically, there.
That's right.
That's...
Oh my god. Chris Hansen, the snail storyline moving so slow we need chat archives for it.
yeah, that's it. That's right.
Yeah.
Well, excellent, guys. Chris Hansen and anybody else who's joining us, whether you're watching us live or you're catching this on YouTube after the fact, don't forget that next week, next Friday, is our 2-year celebration here for Storm King's Thunder. And what's crazy is, I'm going to let all of our viewers know this. When I started this whole thing 2 years ago, I put out a very extensive application for players.
It was strict. It was like
Because
5 pages long.
There's a lot that you had to fill out, and I apologize for all that, but I'm glad I did it because it led me all to you wonderful people.
Oh.
And I just wanted to let you guys know it is an honor and a thrill every Friday night to run games for you guys. It is just amazing, and it's a good time, and it's a blast.
Yeah.
I've enjoyed all this 2 years of epic storytelling has been amazing. So thank you all for bringing so much joy to my life and to my Friday nights.
Thank you, Michael.
Yeah.
But
And thank you for putting up with my violations of the contract of how many F-bombs are allowed.
you know, it's all good.
Violating contract left, right, and center, and I'm still here. Heyo.
Yeah, it is all good. You know, it's been a wild ride, 2 years. And I'm going to tell you, viewers, I initially, when I put in the contract, I put that they only had to commit for 2 years because I thought they would be through with Storm King's Thunder by now.
Oh,
Too
behold, we still
funny.
haven't started it.
But I was
We haven't started it yet.
I was wrong. So, but I also talked to my players and I said, hey, I'm going to hold true to my contract. I'm not going to hold you to Friday nights if you don't want to do it anymore. I've been keeping your Friday nights for far too long. And I'm glad to say that I think everybody is staying on board and we're going to see this thing through. We're going to keep going, and we're going to keep going until we complete Storm King's Thunder, because there is a book that we use for this adventure.
Contrary
When the
to
DM brings it.
contrary to our
It
rules
seems
thus far.
I left it on my bookshelf tonight because but there is a book. We're gonna get through Storm King's Thunder, and I think the plan going forward is once Storm King's Thunder is finished, we are going to decide on a new title for the stream because we'll no longer be in Storm King's Thunder, and we will continue going until I'm willing to run it until you guys all get to level 20.
Level 20, BB.
So
Or until our actions catch up with us.
exactly.
We get
And
consequences.
Lachlan finally faces consequences for a change.
Yeah.
So we are going to do that, and we are going to celebrate very much so next Friday night as we're celebrating our 2-year anniversary. And we are going to do our giveaway. We're going to have a great time, and I guess you guys are going to storm Grudhog from the looks of it.
Yeah.
So we just need to kill all the different types of giants. We did the fire giants place. Now we're in the hill giants, and we just got to find the ice and the cloud and stone and the rest of them. If we kill all the leadership, who cares about the last part? We can just wipe out the giants as a race.
Yeah.
Take an Ashland's quest, we can take out all the dragons.
Perfect. Sounds fantastic. I think this is
Yeah.
brilliant. I can't wait. I can't wait. Everybody hold on to your butts, because it's gonna be a wild ride. Well, guys, next time you're sitting at the breakfast table and you bring up your exes in front of your mother, in front of your friends, Be sure to add your proficiency bonus, and we'll see you guys next time. Have a great night, everybody.
I love you. Bye.